our Girls Guts Glory. Happy Sunday. We're so excited that you're tuned in with us today. We have a pretty fun adventure in store. I will say first and foremost as well, we have, as you can see, Sin is not able to be here this week, but stay tuned because she might be joining back again soon. And pretty much that's it, unless there's anything else besides the fact that we're not going to have a giveaway today, unfortunately, everybody. We found this out, but stick with us because the story is worth it, and we're worth it, and you're worth it. And we're going to be more active on the Twitch during the break, so we'll be there to answer your questions. So start ruminating and think about all that good stuff in your head. So with that being said, I think we can just kick off and get right to the storytelling.
Let's do it.
All right. So, in brief summary, this adventuring party has been in Waterdeep for 6 months, have gone through highs and lows, but a little curious pixie over here had led them underground into a very questionable lair, which eventually they got themselves out of, but had acquired some sort of emerald earrings that seemed to be special, or at least worth a lot of money. Upon that, they stumbled into Fauna in the ocean, reunited once more with now a girlified ship that is in the docks of Waterdeep. And from there, you guys had found, done some things throughout the day, recovered different, you guys have all been doing different things for 6 months, but essentially it led you guys all to spend the night in Rowan's treehouse in the Hero's Garden, which is the central park garden of what would be Waterdeep. However, some noise had been stirring outside, and quickly, as you guys pulled back the curtain, you discovered that the palace was, quote unquote, being pillaged in some sort of way. Looking closer at the earrings, you discovered that there was indeed some sort of drawing inside one of the emeralds that denoted that this perhaps was Laurel Silverhands, so the essentially open Lord of Waterdeep's earrings. Wanting to return it to not become culprits in this investigation or this showdown that was occurring as the palace was being robbed, you guys quickly, pushing through a lot of adventuring parties, tried to make your way to the palace, which led to some very funny circumstances, including activating animated armored guards that were on the outskirts near Blackstaff Tower inside of the Palace of Waterdeep. And that's where the session last picked up. So in that last session, you guys had met very quickly Vita, who seemed to be this woman working alongside Captain Farland, the man leading this investigation, the city guard and the city watch, trying very difficult. Oh yeah, you met Captain Farland. Yep. You met him. You met him. What was his comp again? We said Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Paul Walker lookalike, Captain Farland. So sad. And Vita, giving kind of oversight of you guys, decided what to do. So she caught that perhaps you were worth at least bringing on or had more information or evidence. Captain Farland agreed. And you guys were brought into one of the neighboring areas of the Palace of Waterdeep. This beautiful home is almost looking like a White House in the sense of the white marble that's made of. It's made of. You guys were brought into a holding room, and City Guard kept watch pretty avidly as you guys were trying to spend the night. You guys also had some interesting occurrences happen that night, whether it be finding Mr. Hopkins was alongside you, or finding out that you might want to join a secret society. Nonetheless, at Captain Farland's kind of hint, with an hour to leave without any guard in front of the place you guys were thrown into, you started to sneak out with Vita. So, as you were very cautiously making your way through, trying to avoid the watches, you had walked into a very strange room that seemed to have a familiar, maybe spell or teleportation-like magic, which you guys had interacted with not too many sessions ago. And you saw these basins of water colored in different tones. So you started to drink them, which led to a lot of fun antics. And right now, half of you, I believe, a little bit more than half of you, have all been transformed into a tapestry. So you guys all jumped into a tapestry and are all now like tapestry versions of yourself. And we ended with you guys finding a small door against one of the tapestry roses that were wilted. You guys pushed it aside and caught there was a black door. And 3 of you guys had entered it and standing on the outside trying to watch as their woven friends are moving through the tapestry and then enter a small black door is Rowan and Lilith. And we'll just pick up right from there. So,
who stepped into the door at this point?
It was
Fauna.
all 3 of us.
and Vita and Moira and Lala. So just Lilith and Rowan are standing outside the door right now. Like standing outside the tapestry wall right now, witnessing you guys walking into a black hole.
Okay. Well, there they go.
I think I better join them.
Really?
But you'll be here with the pitcher of water.
How are you guys gonna come back out?
I don't know.
I've got orphans to teach.
I understand. And I think it'd be better for you to be out here.
Okay. Should I give you a specific amount of time and then come back? Or just come back whenever I'm done teaching?
Oh, you're going to be leaving.
Well, probably.
What time is your next class?
I think it's already passed. I think I've already missed a class at this point. I'm just hoping I don't get fired.
I see. Okay. All right. Let's try to... Do you think you can spare 3 hours? And if we're not back by 3 hours or have sent word...
Sure.
Okay.
I walk up to the tapestry and I just, touch it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Have you shrunk yourself as well with the
Oh,
appropriate
right. I gotta
basin
do
water?
that. Ah, yeah. Oh, which is it? Pink to shrink? Okay. Pink to shrink.
So as you drink it, you're a little you're tiny already. You're a little gnome, but you need to get tinier.
Mm-hmm.
And so like your ear goes first, and then your other ear, like tiny little ears, and then you look at
Your
Lilith,
head looks so big in comparison to your ears.
and then your head shrinks first, and then your arm, and then your arm, and then your torso.
I'll never forget this image.
And then you have these big 2 gnome legs with a tiny little gnome top, and then eventually your legs shrink with you. Mr. Hopkins, though, is currently like, he gets pushed out of your pocket as you shrink.
Okay.
So right now you are about I would say, because of Lala's size and the size that Moira shrank down to, you're about a 5-inch version of yourself. And Mr. Hopkins is like a solid 10 inches tall. So he's just very curious and looking down at you.
Oh. I ran up to him and I just slammed myself into his belly.
Oh, you hug him? Oh, he hugs you back and he kind of like picks you up and like baby cuddles you in his
Hopkins,
arms.
take me to the tapestry.
And he kind of runs forward with his little squirrely. He actually would probably lay you down and like grab you by his little teeth and like start to run forward.
You wait right here for me.
And he like throws you from his mouth into the tapestry. You fall in, you grab on. Can you just make a quick dex saving throw to see if you can grab onto one of the non-thorny branches there?
Okay. 15.
15. Okay, yeah. So without too much cause, as you're getting thrown in by a squirrel's mouth, you're able to catch onto one of the branches without thorns, pull yourself up, and begin to walk towards the door.
Okay.
I'd like to look back at Lilith and wave.
You see a little 2-dimensional Lilith waving at you as if she's woven.
Okay, and I turn and I look at the black door. Am I close to the back?
Yeah,
black
you're
door?
just about 1 inch or 2 away from it.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I hold my breath just in case.
You hold
Just in
your
case I
breath.
land in water. I
You
don't know.
walk in. Great. So you walk into the black door.
Okay.
Lilith, you just wait there with the little Mr. Hopkins kind of like,
Oh.
he gets a little closer to you, like inch by inch, very hesitatingly.
I can't eat you. You're my best friend's pet, so it would be wrong.
Can I have you make a quick, let's have this be a Constitution saving throw with advantage as you're trying not to envision the delicious meal that Mr. Hopkins would be.
Good thing Rowan's not watching this.
With advantage.
With advantage, though.
So 2.
Okay.
Pick a number.
13.
13? Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, thankfully you don't get the comic, like, him turning to a ham thing that, you know, would happen in the early kids' cartoons. But, like, you're on the cusp of it. You're just like, it's cool. And you have enough will to not try to eat him. As he's just looking to you very expectantly, but he's quite plump right now.
I reach into my pack for a biscuit that I put in there earlier to satiate myself.
He like crawls up your arm and like waits for the and like tries to like take some of the biscuit from you.
Fine, here. Run across the room.
He jumps after it and starts to eat it as well. All right, so as you try not to eat her pet,
Very similar.
the rest of you guys,
Mr. Hopkins.
you felt a moment of it was the weirdest sensation that you have ever felt, where you felt like you pressed against something cold and then it felt like a thread being pulled, as if your whole body like was almost woven together and then being pulled apart. It's a
Like
distorted, like spaghettification. It doesn't hurt. Mm-hmm. It's just the sensation is cold and slippery, and it feels odd as you kind of feel yourself deconstruct.
Did we just walk into an actual black hole?
So,
I'm like, puke. That's a phobia of mine.
yeah.
Yeah. I shouldn't have told you that.
So, as you enter what seems to be a void, a moment passes as you can kind of feel, almost starting right at the core, something reweave. And you feel once again that slithering, but now it's warmer and it's kind of glowing as it's building back out what you think might be of your soul. You're not certain. But as it does so, you actually take a moment and one by one, you guys reappear. Right now, though, it's different. You feel like you're walking on grass, or like at least the land beneath you is grass. But as you're looking at it, you take a moment and you look at your friends, and they're still made out of this woven fabric.
I like your stitching. Thank you.
I think we've just been rewoven into a different scene.
Are we in a different tapestry?
We might be. Oh, God.
Would you guys like to make a group perception check?
Yes,
All right,
please.
go ahead.
Ooh. No.
22.
23. 14.
5.
5. Okay. So, the two of you are a little preoccupied with the sensations. But the two of you, you guys take a moment and you're able to kind of look around. What you can tell is you're on something that looks like a patch of grass, but you do seem to be on something like a mountaintop or something like that. It's hard to tell. You think that there's a stream nearby that kind of leads down. And as your eyes are following kind of the woven two-dimensional view that you're having here, you see beneath you what billows out seems to be a pretty big war scene on the bottom of the hill. You look up, and the clouds you came out of, it appears you had actually puffed out from some clouds behind that dropped you on top of this hill. Some clouds in the distance are billowy and dark. So you're in some sort of tapestry scene of a war?
Is the war scene like happening? Are they fighting? Or are they just like frozen?
I'll say with a check of 23, they seem to be moving.
Oh no, there's a war.
Do we have to go down there?
Is this a battle that I might know about?
Well, not with a 5 perception, I don't know if you would
Is it
see.
a battle that I might know about? With a 23.
I'll have you roll a history check.
15.
15, okay. In terms of halfling history or something like that, no. This looks like, from what you can tell, you might be on one of the mountains of Waterdeep. Like, one of the mountains that oversee the town, and that might be the beginnings of Waterdeep. Because of the way that the river kind of goes down, and then, now I see the ocean far in the distance.
The history of Waterdeep.
Yeah.
If I look out, like out of the tapestry, do I see anything? You know, like we could see Lilith waving from a room. Where is this tapestry hung is my question.
I see. So you're trying to like look out into the actual. Okay. Roll perception with disadvantage.
Crit. 16.
Okay. So your eyes like try to adjust to what you can see. There's like almost like a wave of distortion between what you're trying to look at, and you can't understand why. But as your eyes kind of adjust, you see what appears to be on the other side some movement. And the movement doesn't seem threatening. It looks like it might be, it's hard to see though, because the only thing you catch is like a quick spark of light, like some sort of light source. And you think it might be from the way that the light hit a spark of a flame. But it gave you just enough of a view to see that something's happening with fire in this place.
Hello?
Who are you calling to?
I'm trying to see where this tapestry is hanging.
Well, remember when I was stuck in the tapestry, you guys couldn't hear me and I couldn't hear you.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. I couldn't send a message either.
Okay, wait. Remind me again. What are we even doing in this tapestry?
Following
Do
the
we see Sin?
Vidalia.
Oh, yeah, so Vita's like
Vita.
already halfway down the hill. Like she's
Vita.
running down the hill and she's like, what?
Where are you going?
The last thing I want to do is get involved in a war right now. Is there anything else? What are we here for?
Listen, all I know is that I'm going to try to find a way out. So I'm going to head down the hill this
But
way.
why did we get here in the first place to only find a way out?
Listen, I think from what I can tell, if we can figure out how to get out of this, we're out of the place that we were just in, which is better than, where we were. Does that make
Vidalia,
any sense? Yeah.
If we're here to find an item, what are we looking for? If you're going to go off and find an exit, you need to tell us what we're looking for.
I don't really know what that might be, but I know who might have done it. That's why I'm trying to head in this direction.
Who?
Can you share?
Because we're here on a mission for you, but we don't know what we're doing.
You're not giving us any information.
We're only allowed to give so much. She shows her wrist and she starts to walk down. I'm sorry. Follow me. And she starts to run down the hill.
Going to follow her.
I guess we're going this way.
There's no door back, is there?
As you look behind you right now, whatever clouds had parted to allow you through, you don't see a door. So you might have to find it again, or it might be there. You can try.
All right.
I don't want to lose them, so I can follow them.
Okay. So
So we're following Vita.
all of you are following Vita down the hill.
Okay.
All right. So as you begin to run down the hill, she begins to jog as well. She's kind of like jumping over rocks and things that like are hard to see with the way that this tapestry is woven itself. So I'm just gonna have you guys all make a dex check to see and make sure that you're not gonna fall into anything.
Ooh. Wait, what if I'm flying?
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Oh, what am I rolling?
I'm still gonna have
Dex
you
check.
make the same dex.
Unnatural 20.
A natural 20. Okay, so 20s. And what was yours?
7.
What was yours?
Am I going to fall right out of the tapestry?
Is yours a natural 1? Yep. Oh, sweet. Okay, so this is what happens. So as you guys are all running, she is very agile. And you've seen how sleuthy she can be, but she's able to kind of jump and like avoid a lot of the things up in front of her. Yeah, kind of like that. As you guys are all just trying to be a little bit more cautious sliding down this hill. However, there is that riverbed, and she is kind of hopping against the riverbed, going down the river towards whatever seems occurring beneath her. So, Rowan, you're doing absolutely perfect. Like you're hopping around. You as well. You're kind of hopping behind her as best as you can. You both of your speed is 25, right? Yeah, it kind of looks like that. In joint unison
Yeah,
down the
25.
woven rocks of the riverbed.
It's like hopscotch.
I like hopscotch.
Me too. We should play double dutch sometime.
Okay.
And as you guys are hopping down the riverbed, Lala, you rolled again a
7.
7. So you're trying to do the same, just out of like watching how much fun they're
I'm
having.
actually tall right now.
Yeah,
Fly in the
she's tall.
tapestry.
And she feels like she can fly it. Like it's a little bit weighted though. Like your wings feel heavier here, as if they're not as
Knit.
light. Yeah, as if they're knit, as if there's a lot of fabric on them. So you're hopping fine from rock to rock following them. But then like you're not used to things being of actual size for you. Like this is an appropriately sized Lala for this space. So you actually are like being overly like underly cautious in the space, and your foot just catches one of the rocks, which I'm going to say, Moira, you were not expecting this. So as Lala trips and you're gonna hit your nose for 6 points of bludgeoning damage. Yep. You just hit and you just feel your nose crack. And right now, like your nose is all crunchy in this woven
6
tapestry.
points?
Yeah, 6 points of bludgeoning damage to your nose. And you're like, ah. And really what happens as you hit your nose on the front, you take a moment and you turn around, and Moira, this is what freaks you out. If she had hit her nose and she turns up and looks at you, there's just no nose there.
What?
So, Moira, you having seen like, and you caught that the nose like unwound itself almost and disappeared. You like, you fall into the river. And you like fall backward and you begin to slide down into the river, into the scene below. So, okay.
Do I see this go down?
What?
Can I see what's happening?
I'm gonna say yeah, like you hear something, you hear Lala like go, and then you hear like a as you see, and you hear Moira fall into the river and go down the slope. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you fell and are now like prone and getting swept down. But because of your natural 20, Rowan, I'm going to let you have a reaction because you definitely catch this and spot this as she's sliding down into, she's going full throttle into the scene below.
Okay.
Like a toboggan.
I very quickly take my handy rope on my side and I lasso it and try to throw it over her head.
Okay, sure, yeah. Make a dex check.
Not over her head. Strangle me.
No, but like over to get around the torso.
Okay.
Raise your arms.
Get this giant suit of armor.
Oh,
Oh no.
it's a 7.
Oh, yeah. So, unfortunately, as you kind of get this lasso all good to go and you throw it, it just hits the water too quickly and just like bobbles on the top as Moira slides underneath it.
It's been too long.
All right.
Lala,
Just a theme.
can I try to cast Mending on her nose?
Oh, sure. So it's Moira's getting swept down and going a solid speed every 6 seconds. So like she's gonna be hitting the lower end of
We gotta
water
go
deep.
get her.
Yeah, pretty quickly. However, you turn around quickly and just tap her little nose and try to cast Mending as best as you can. You press this through, but it's like you can't even cast the spell. It like stops you as the magic's trying to come out of you. It's just there's a force not even letting you channel it.
I can't even
Like
heal.
Voldemort.
I can't even mend you with the. Oh no! No spells.
No
Oh, no.
spells.
No spells.
So we.
Spells.
I'm not here. I can't say.
Yeah, right now you're in the water just trying to keep up. You catch that Vita tries to also help you as she had made her way a little bit further ahead and her hand just like glosses over you. She's like, oh gosh. And you start to just plunge.
I'm gonna. I don't know if this will work. Can I try to tie a rope to my crossbow and shoot one past her for her to grab onto?
Okay, that would be a full action to tie and then shoot. So what I'm going to say is this. You guys are all kind of a little freaked out by the scene. So you start to just run down as quickly as you can, trying to follow Moira against the current. You're just trying to get her before she hits like the bottom of the hill. And you guys probably have a total of maybe one action before she just slides right into the chaos below. And as you guys are kind of running down the hill, you do catch, what's your passive perceptions?
13.
Okay. 15.
Passive perception 13.
Lala, you catch as you're running down, trying to just keep up, that the clouds that were once white from where you were standing are starting to turn more and more gray, and everything's becoming grayer and darker as you're starting to run down the hill.
Am I able to try and grab onto anything? Like dig my feet in, try and grab any of the threads of grass?
Yeah, you're currently prone and getting swept down this very like fast, so you will have disadvantage, but you're definitely able to check. So I'll have all of you guys just try to do one thing to try to help Moira before she hits the ground.
Okay.
So
I'll try
first
and
and
dig my feet
foremost,
in.
yeah, you can try to dig your feet in. I'm still gonna have it be like because it's the current is quite quick, so it'll be disadvantage for whatever you choose to do. Yes.
What-
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, what kind of roll is this?
A dexterity.
Dex? Okay.
Dexterity, yeah. It's a check with disadvantage.
10.
10. Okay, well, you feel like you're trying to like spread out your legs and your arms in this space as the water's kind of like hitting you in the face. The weirdest thing is though, the water doesn't really feel wet, like as it's hitting you. Like it's water and it has the flow and the movement of water, but it's not wet, which is an odd sensation. But as you're kind of like floating and bobbling above it, trying to catch onto these rocks, nothing seems to be stopping your flow.
Can I catch on to any of like the threads themselves?
You try, but the threads don't seem to be easy to like hold on to. It's like the physical objects are actually represented real in this space. So yeah, you're just like as you're falling and trying to stop it.
How far is she from me? Because she fell in behind me, right?
Yeah, so right now the mountain, so the space here, this is the weirdest thing. As you're trying to run forward, the space is distorted. You swear that everything around you is almost shifting and changing and almost becoming like equidistant every like few inches you step. It's not like a normal spatial awareness in whatever this is. There is a stretched almost effect to it. So it's hard to tell how far she is away from you. What would you like to do?
I'd like to cast Entangle ahead of her and have the roots like spread and to make like a beaver dam to block the river so she can like pad up against the entangled beaver dam.
Okay, I'm gonna say that you cast out Entangled. Like you try with your spell. As you do so though, like the actual spell just like it stops. It's almost like it won't allow you to cast a spell here. And it's like stopping
No magic.
your
No
voice.
spells for us.
Oh.
So you just keep running as you try to
keep
cast?
running, yeah.
Okay,
I'm
sounds good.
going to, if I can,
Yeah.
I want to tie rope to an arrow
Okay.
and then shoot it towards, like, past.
Oh, the same thing that Cannon's
More-
trying to do. Okay, great.
Yeah. Oh,
I was going to do that.
So
too.
in
We
unison.
could all try.
And
We
in
can all do
unison. In
Maybe
unison.
you'll do it. Maybe I'll do it.
maybe
Maybe
we'll both do it.
I love it. So in unison, the two of you guys grab out your bows, you tie your rope, you get one
I'm
action.
shooting my crossbow.
Yeah, sounds good. You're shooting the crossbow against the rope. You're shooting your arrow.
Longbow, yeah.
Your longbow. You're trying to hit
Past her.
past her.
Yeah.
Okay. So then this would actually not be to hit because you're not trying to hit anything. Let's just have this be a dexterity check.
Can it just please be the hit?
20.
It has to be a dexterity
What?
check, I think, because you're not trying to hit anything.
21.
21?
12.
12? Okay. Yeah, your arrow just like
right
kind of
into
catches
it.
one of the rocks as she's falling down. However, yours, the spatial awareness here is difficult to understand, and it's not so much that you hit something here or trying to hit her, you're just trying to get above her.
I'm trying to get past her so when she goes down, there's a rope next to her. in front
Great,
of her.
great. So it arcs, and it kind of arcs perfectly, almost like right on spot as it hits right in front of you,
I know what I'm doing.
Moira. Though you're sliding and you're slipping, you're trying to grab on anything, you do see off your peripheral vision some sort of arrow with a crossbow with a rope tied to it. So just make a quick dex saving throw to try to grab it.
This is disadvantage.
It would be because you're prone.
Don't remind her.
Trying to be a good player.
To Spawn, to God.
Oh, one of them was a 20. It's 6.
6. Yeah, your hand just like slips through that crossbow. Like you can't even grab it, unfortunately, as it just clinks past and you begin to tumble.
Am I just being swept out to sea at this point?
It's hard to tell because of right now the woven fabric around you kind of like dancing, and you didn't have the highest perception check when you first walked in. You knew there was some sort of scene, but you don't know where you're heading towards.
Alright, I'm just gonna try and starfish myself out as much as I can so that I might be able to, like, hit a rock or grab onto just anything.
Yeah, it's chaos per se, but right now it seems like as this is happening at an exponentially fast rate, though from where you guys first entered, you were atop of hill, and it was very hard to see what was beneath you. After just one round, it seems almost as if the war is imminent, like it's right in front of you. So you tried to stop this scene from happening, but the moment that you hit whatever this might be, you're all catching, especially you, Lala, as you had been running and trying to help, that right now the clouds, instead of a gray, are like a dark black. And as you look up, you catch what seems to be cackling energy from the sky, and you see beneath you what appears to be a crazy war zone. So, what happens is this.
There's things I want to
no.
do.
Well, we're gonna go into initiation.
Okay.
There's a very fun
gracious.
scene that y'all are tumbling into. As this is happening, Lilith, what's up with you? What are you doing?
Mr. Hopkins and I, using my chalk that I got,
Yeah.
and we are actually playing hopscotch. Yeah, believe it or not.
In the basin room?
Yeah.
Against the side without the teleportation circle, or are you guys playing hopscotch over the teleportation circle? It's a pretty small room.
We're just like right in front of the tapestry. We're in
Oh,
the
okay.
area right in front
So
of the tapestry.
about the 7 feet that you have right there, playing
Yeah.
very narrow squirrel
Yeah.
Lilith hopscotch. Fantastic. Let's just get a scene of that real quick. So he's like, here, I'm gonna have him roll a d20. 19. With his dex plus 2, I think it's 21. Yeah, he like is doing squirrel flips and like then turning around and like re-flipping onto another thing and then like flipping once more and then flipping and flipping. And then he's like on the other side and he just like
Yeah.
finishes some of his biscuit and looks to you.
Yeah, I give him like little crumbs every time he does something good.
Aww. He's eating on the other side. Can I have you make a quick dex check too?
Natural 1.
Tapestry biscuit.
You know, that might be pretty funny if that does happen. So as you're trying to like hop, like for some reason, like he just like looks to you widely as he's like, as you're like, what? And then you didn't realize that your foot caught on the tapestry. I'm like a squirrel. I need water. I'm done.
I think we could all. Yes.
There's so much smoke in the air, guys. In case you're wondering why we're
Yeah.
all like coughing,
It's bad.
It's burning over
bad.
here.
Yeah, we're on fire.
I've been
You know.
coughing, eyes burning.
Yeah, and I actually, my throat's been hurting a little bit, but not like a cold. It's like actual air quality, guys. It's not good.
When I was at
Welcome
work
to
the other day,
California.
it was snowing ash.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like
So they
Stranger
pulled everyone
Things.
inside.
Scary.
Yeah, it really was.
The car
We're
was
in the
covered in
outside
ash today.
Yeah.
So,
Anyways,
so as he coughs on his biscuit, afraid to, as a scene, your foot caught on the bottom of the tapestry as you just like full fall into it, full Lilith.
No!
And so right now you're like caught and your hair is tangled in some of the roses and the vines.
No.
And like your hair is like in
She's
the
too big
vines.
for the door.
But like you're in there right now and you're big Lilith.
How did I get in the tapestry if I'm not small enough?
You can still get in the tapestry
just can't
peg.
go through the door.
You just can't. And Mr. Hopkins is just looking at you in fear. And like some of the biscuit drops out of his mouth as you enter it.
Are we cursed?
Well, I'm just here now. This is where I live.
He's like squeaking at it, like he doesn't know what to do. Like he's squeaking in the front, like running around. Do you
Like, can I motion?
Yeah, you can certainly try.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you do?
I point to the water, the blue water.
The blue water?
Yeah,
All right.
towards the water.
An intelligence check real quick.
I have a
Oh, yes. Can I have you roll intelligence for him?
Yeah. So 4.
Stupid baby.
He's just hopping around in confusion. He's trying to understand what you're saying, but
Can you speak with him? No, you can't.
Animal handling.
Trying to strangle him through the tapestry. Ow!
What if I make a performance check?
Sure.
And try to like perform like
you know, I'll say that you can try a performance check because that's within your miming. Remember your miming
Yes.
ability. That's canon
Sure.
now.
yes. Okay.
So quick
So-
performance check to try to get
okay.
out of this.
I want to see what it looks like.
With advantage. That was good.
Oh wait. 16.
16. Okay, so he's just sitting there like freaking out with that very low intelligence check, and then he just looks at you and he's like, as he watches you, can I have you make a secondary intelligence check with advantage?
Okay.
Give that dice a pep talk.
14.
14? Okay, so he's like,
And I point again.
Oh,
and like he hops up onto the basin, and he like I think what he's going to do is he's gonna jump into it, and then like he like kind of like is like carrying as much of the water as he can, and he gets close to the tapestry and he just shakes off as much as the water. And it takes about 5 times, but after 5 times of him doing this, enough water is doused on you that you fall onto the ground.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Hopkins. I promise never to eat you.
Aw.
I'm indebted to you forever.
He cuddles with you for a second. He's very wet. What's wrong?
I hold him and
Aw.
what are these warm feelings? This is weird.
We're missing a moment. I know.
All right. So, as that adorable and also scary scene is occurring, let's talk about what's happening up here. So, yeah. So, you guys are all sliding down one by one from a river onto here. So, the first person that's going is going to be Moira, who slid down right to about here in the sea.
That's not me.
Oh, that's not you. Sorry, buddy. This is Vita. She's running. This is Moira.
I mean, I'll take that scimitar. That looks nice.
Vita is not far behind, and the rest of you guys are currently entering, but you're not there yet. Vita's the closest one. Right.
But yeah, not Lilith.
Not Lilith. Not Lilith. But the rest of you guys have not yet entered locally. It's, again, hard to tell with the distorted situation. It seems almost like you're entering panels or something like that, where there's scenes set in certain locations. So it's, instead of being like you run 60 feet, it's like you run enough of a distance to enter this next scene, which is a very weird sensation. So, let's roll initiation.
Am I headed towards someone? Is there someone in my path?
We'll see. Let's roll initiation real quick, and then go from there. 13.
Oh, sorry.
13?
13.
13. 12. Fauna. Lala?
18.
18. And Moira?
Also 12.
12. Okay. And what's your dexterities?
1.
Roll for Vita. All right, and then these other guys. 1 second. All right. All right, sounds good.
So no spells work here?
I don't know. So we'll see. Lala, you're first. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna try to fly.
All right, so you're going to try to use essentially your wings almost feel like you're only given the ability to jump about 5 feet more. Like your wings fly, but they just don't hit as high as you're
Okay,
expecting.
then I'm just gonna try to skip down as fast as I can.
Okay, you do so. You use your full movement in action, and it seems like you press into the next section right in front of Vita. Cool. All right. That is your turn. Okay, so what happens here is all of these ones begin to fight, and you can hear clashing and cackling above you as some sort of storm is brewing. And then there's like a cackle that's very loud, and you hear kind of like what sounds like a deep moan. Oh, like that. Okay, that's that. Rowan.
Okay, so as I'm running down the hill, I glance up at the sky. I see there's a storm gathering. I am just going to cast Call Lightning,
Okay.
just in case it might work.
Okay.
And then as my bonus action, I am going to transform into wait for it, a giant crayfish, because I'm amphibious, and I'm gonna go in the water and try to swim as fast as I can to Moira and get her out of the water.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to say, as you begin to
Like a lobster, like a
When you-
giant lobster.
Oh, okay.
when you begin to use and try to cast your spell Call Lightning, there's almost like an echo response above you as like the lightning strikes, almost as if you can manipulate this lightning, but it's not real lightning. Like it's hard to understand what's happening. But having tried to use it, it's almost like it's a different Arcana spell. So I need you to make an Arcana check to see if you're able to cast a spell within this location. It's like you have to mimic and change your spell casting
Okay.
in order to get this sort of lightning to
So
work.
maybe spells.
Maybe
Maybe spells, guys.
Ooh.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. 6 is 23.
A 23? Okay, so as you try to call this out, you realize that the spell is not from a traditional source, as it's now like almost imbued with a different sort of magic. So you actually speak whatever kind of vernacular intonation it is, and you change it just enough to create it as called lightning spell that's both like transmutation but then evocation. It's like a strange sort of magic because there's an enchantment across it. But you're actually able to manipulate the lightning and bring it down.
Okay.
So what do you want to do call lightning on?
I just needed to cast it before I changed into an animal.
Oh, you did? You just
So
wanted
that
to...
way I can still keep casting it while I'm in animal form.
All right, sounds good.
Because there's a battle going on, and I don't know if we're going to have to get
Sounds
in there.
good. So you just summon
I'm
the
just
lightning.
holding the lightning,
Okay.
like, to use maybe as a reaction.
Later. Reaction spells are different.
Okay,
But,
okay.
can I actually read?
Yeah, I'll read it. So, range 120 feet. A storm cloud appears in the shape of a cylinder
Mhm.
that is 10 feet tall with a 60-foot radius centered on a point you can see 100 feet directly above you.
I've tried to cast it above the battle.
The spell fails if you can't see a point in the air where the storm cloud could appear. When you cast the spell, choose a point you can see within range. Each creature within 5 feet of that point must make a dex save, take damage on a fail, half damage on a success. And then on each of my turns, I can use my action to call down lightning again. When you cast this, hang on, because I know if there's already a storm going on, there's like
Modifiers on that. Oh, what I'll
But
say
it's
is
amplified, right?
It's amplified, but
that's in the book, not on the card.
yeah. What I'll say is this: is that you're not using it to create like pain or like to hit everything because you don't know what's happening yet.
yeah,
but
I don't want to use this.
you essentially tried it, like tested it out, and you got that response that like
Okay.
it is you're able to mimic it, and if you use a full action to fully call lightning, you'll be able to do it.
Okay.
So you kind of use your bonus action to do that, or your full action. Your
My
other
bonus action was to just turn into a
Sounds
giant
good.
crawfish.
Sounds good. So if you don't want to hurt anybody but just wanted to see, you could use your full
Okay.
action to kind of gauge that. You turn
Okay.
into a crawfish, you jump into the water, and are trying to dive and swim after Moira as quickly as possible. What's the
Yes.
speed on a crawfish?
Swim 30 feet.
Okay, so you get like half speed towards her, so you get towards you are like further back because everyone else used their full action to get forward. So you're about halfway back from where both Lala and where Vita is.
Okay.
Okay.
Where am I in relation to Moira?
You are double speed away.
Okay.
So whatever that would look like in this weird triptych where like
Okay.
speed doesn't matter as much as just like perceptual vision.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. That is your turn. Fauna.
I'm gonna see if I could cure wounds on Lala. I know I
Okay.
tried to use the spell mending because I thought tapestry like mend, but now I'm gonna just to see if my healing spells work. So I'm prepared.
Okay. You touch Moira's nose and you try.
Lala.
Oh, sorry. Lala's nose as best as you can as you're running forward. I think you would actually have to use, because of where she's running, you have to use like a full action and movement to get to where she flew to. Because she's far away from you guys right now.
Well then let me try healing word then,
Okay.
because I'll try healing word.
Okay. So as you try to cast out healing word, you're able to say the spell, but there's nothing that comes through. There's no communication to your spell source. So it's very odd to not be able to channel your healing divinity within this location.
Oh no, not good news, guys.
All right.
Not good news.
But would you like to use your speed to get halfway?
Yeah, well that's a bonus. Healing word is a
Oh,
bonus
that's great.
action, so I'm just gonna use my full speed to catch up.
Okay, you do so, and you get right behind Lala as you run. All right. Moira.
Am I headed towards something? Is there someone in my path?
Yes, you're actually swinging like a far deep left. There is some sort of skeleton that's fighting some sort of warhorse right in front of you. That like you're still far enough from the scene that you're seeing, but like you're entering what appears to be a very large battle scene. And it's hard to tell where the water ends here or if it here because of your proneness and because you're like surrounded in water, I'm just gonna have you make a quick perception check with disadvantage.
Okay.
We'll try.
All right.
No.
No, that's like a 6.
Okay, yeah, you can't see anything around you. You're not too certain. You just know you're entering some sort of battle scene.
No.
But I can see that I'm headed towards this skeleton thing?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just gonna lean into it and try and torpedo into the skeleton and try and take its legs out.
Okay, so this is what happens.
Oh, good. Okay.
You hadn't realized that you're now coming from a section of the painting where the river ends against the hill. So it's like a full stop. So what happens is...
How does that even work?
It's
It's
like...
a bad painting. It's not realistic at all.
Yeah, it seems like the distortion of the scene cuts off the location and the edge of the hill, like if you're looking at a tapestry and there's hills and there's a water stream going down it, and then the stream you don't see where it curves to. It's like that. It's like you hit the edge of the hill and the river.
Okay, then if I can see that, then I'm gonna try and stop myself.
You can't see it, but what happens is this: is you fly, like you just go flying because you had already gained speed from the actual speed from the stream, and you just are flying with your back, and you don't even realize you're A-lining it and directly hitting the skeleton that was right beneath you anyway. So you're gonna be like plunging into the sky like this, like that, like a rocket.
So wait, am I actually close to where it just ends, or?
There's a trip, so it's 3 panels, it seems like, where the first panel is like the hill scene in the distance with the calm storms. Then you hit what looked to be the secondary scene.
Off one of the triptychs into another.
Into another.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
It's hard to tell because right now you guys don't have a full view of the painting. You didn't have a high enough perception check to see what was happening.
I literally just like fell out of nowhere on top of this guy.
Wait,
Yeah.
you came from one tapestry to another, like they're next to each other?
So a triptych is like three
panels.
panels. So one panel is like a specific scene. The next one, it could be like a close-up of the battle, and then the third one could be something else entirely. So I just went from one panel to the next.
Hieronymus Bosch's Garden of Earthly Delights, which has 3 panels.
God, I hope it's not
So-
a Bosch. Oh,
I'm an art history major, guys.
Oh
This
God,
is like
I hope
fun
it's
for
not a
me.
Bosch. That's a lot of.
We recently
death
went to
if
the
it's
Getty
Bosch.
and saw a lot of tapestries.
Yikes,
Yikes.
yikes.
So you literally ricocheted off one panel into the next one, and you're just in the war scene now. So
Okay.
you fell and just plummeted conveniently one of the skeletons beneath. So he has to make a dex saving throw on your action. He fails that as he gets knocked over by you, and then you can use your full action if you want to stand. Because your movement is 0 right now, because
Can
that was your
I
movement.
stand and pull my sword at the same time?
I'll say you can do that.
Yeah. Okay.
sure.
I'm gonna be ready if someone tries to attack me.
So you stand and you pull out your sword, and right now, what you see around you, you're the first person to enter this. And what you can gauge is this. All around you, there's black swirling clouds. It's hard to see exactly what's happening here.
Is this familiar to me at all?
This is like, from what you can gauge from the landscape a long time ago, it's really hard to know what this scene might be. Roll a history check.
But the black swirling clouds, is that anything like the vision that I had?
Feels familiar.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Great. Neat. History, you said?
Yeah.
That's what? 7?
7. Okay. The only thing you know is this. This is an archaic scene. This is a old scene. There are a lot of elves here. There's a lot of things in the sky. Like, this is one of the reckoning years. 100%.
Cool.
And this is a scene from History of Waterdeep. So who knows when that might be right now, but you're like, uh-oh. This is like a showdown. Okay, so with that, back to the top of the scene. Lala.
Oh, do I see Moira?
Oh, wait, sorry. And also Vita runs forward. She was like high up on the action, so she ran here. Sorry, one second. She's trying to run into the next triptych. You. Do you see Moira? That's going to use your full action for a perception check if you're trying to find her.
My full action?
Yeah, she like essentially fell into what looks like below a swarm of battle. It's hard to see. It's like, where's Waldo?
I'm just gonna fly towards the direction that I saw her go.
Okay, sounds good. So you start to fly.
Yeah.
And the moment you have to use your full action, your full bonus, and your full movement to get there. But then right on the edge of it, you feel like you suddenly the cliff just hard ended. Like there's nothing beneath you and your feet. You're flying, but you're starting to like fly down a bit. Like there's a solid 25-foot drop that like is happening right beneath your feet. That like none of the girls running. Just like into a scene
I'm
below.
gonna
This feels like it should be okay.
flap my wings. Flap my wings and just go for
You
it.
start to flap your wings, but it's like slowing you down slightly. It's going to be the next round that you're able to land gently if you want. But like what you see beneath you do, and what did you roll on your perception? Oh, you didn't want to do a perception check, right?
Because I wanted to get there.
Okay, yeah. So you just see a battle, and then clouds and darkness and cackling lightning above you.
Yeah, okay.
All right, that is your turn. Now it's all their turn. So what ends up?
What? Sorry, what?
All right. So what ends up happening here is that this guy is going to stand forward and engage with you, Moira.
Cool.
These ones continue your battle. I need to see if any of them notice you and what happens with this right now. Okay. 1 second. Okay, so nearby you, though there's many other people swarming not far away. This one goes down from this horse. This one goes down from this. And this guy kind of turns and begins, there's a couple friends behind here, and he starts to run towards you as well.
Cool. What about the warhorse next to me?
The warhorse next to you is engaged with the skeleton.
That is also facing me?
Like he wants to hit the skeleton. The skeleton's trying to hit you.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what's happening. All right.
Maybe.
It's hard to tell. All right, what is your AC?
17.
17.
Let me see if I have Shield of Faith on. I might. No, I have Pass Without Trace, but I don't have Shield of Faith.
Okay, well, either way, this creature with the sword, like the skeleton, tries to slice down at you twice. But you're able to just maneuver enough away where he just pings against your armor. No damage taken. The warhorse misses his first attack on the creature, and that was cocked. Hits that creature for a solid amount of damage. You can see him kind of kick him, and some of the bones fall out from the underbelly of this creature, and it kind of like snarls and looks towards that. This ghoul over here, however, notices you and is going to also attack you.
Rachel knows what this is.
Yeah?
Oops.
Ooh! Oh, God. Yeah, it goes to bite and just totally misses you. Like, its mouth is essentially just trying to scare you as this creature is coming forward. All of these creatures, though, definitely, like, distinct lay of the land. Like, it's clear, like, there's knights and armored people and people with horses trying to fight against a lot of creatures of the underground. So you're starting to understand what's happening around you. Okay, that is their turn. Rowan, what do you want to do?
Crawfish.
Well, I'm still a giant crawfish in the river. So,
Yes, you are.
Come snap, snap.
Yeah, so I'm assuming I'm still going after Moira, trying to catch up to her.
So with your full action, your full movement, you two hit the edge of the riverbed, and you just start to notice that you you essentially catapulted out of a river with 25-foot drop as you're flying crawfish in the sky.
This is like such a serious battle scene, and all of a sudden this giant crawfish just comes out of nowhere snapping.
This is so D&D.
Oh my god.
This is so D&D. Can I have you roll a dexterity? It's dex saving throw, please.
Okay.
I want this
Do I
tapestry
use
in my
my
house.
stats or my
This would be
crawfish?
crawfish modifiers.
Okay.
Silhouetted against
So whatever the dex
sun.
is, the dex
Above
mod
the
plus
mountain.
that to your
Giant
savings.
crawfish
So that-
falling from the sky.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Okay.
giant crawfish.
So just plus one. This is a saving throw?
Yes.
8.
Oh boy.
Okay. So yeah, you go as crawfish.
That's Fauna.
Oh, that's Fauna. Where is she? Here. As crawfish Rowan, you soar and you hit. I'm gonna actually say with the projectile. And how big is a crawfish? Medium or small?
Large.
Yeah, she's a giant one.
I'm a big.
Oh, you
like,
a big.
I'm thinking I'm a
crawfish.
horse-sized crawfish.
Oh my
Ooh,
god.
God.
Are you gonna crush me?
Okay, then
Yeah,
as you as a horse-sized crawfish, you go knock prone. You're gonna knock all three of these people. We all need to make dex saving throws.
Cool. Yeah, here's the thing.
Horse
We
succeeds?
can't heal here. So
The horse succeeds, and so does the skeleton from getting knocked over.
No.
not a 1. It's a 3. But it's not a 1.
Then what happens is the horse and the skeleton are able to kind of dance as they're fighting, like right out of the way, creating just enough space for a giant crawfish Rowan to go an A-line straight towards Moira's face with her hands.
Claw slap me in the fucking face. How's it going?
I shouldn't try to save people anymore.
And you are both actually knocked prone from that, and then you are going to be taking...
Yep.
What are your attacks? Are they piercing damage?
So I get multi-attacks. I get a claw attack of bludgeoning, and then I grapple.
Claw.
Claw.
So this would, and what's your claw attack stat? The damage on that?
So +4 to hit, 7 bludgeoning.
All right, so is that 2d?
plus
Oh,
2.
1d10.
Yeah, 1d10
okay.
plus 2, sorry.
So can I have you roll a 1d10 plus 2 to see how much crab damage you're going to do to poor Moira?
No. This is a d10, right?
Yeah.
6.
Plus 2?
Yeah, it's 4
plus
plus
2.
2.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
So for 6 damage, you feel her claws like open up and then she knocks you prone. It was also hard to see what was here. It was just like you're entering a battle, so you're just like ready for anything. So you open up your claws and then you happen to accidentally clip instead of the skeleton, just Moira's arm, or just enough against her belly for 6 points of damage.
Oh, God.
I bow an apology.
You can see it's Rowan's eyes.
I hold out my claw to be like, get me back.
No, I'm not gonna hurt you. Can't hurt my friend. Not on purpose. And you didn't do it on purpose. I just want to get the hell up. I want to get out of here.
Can I make a quick perception check, too, to see where I landed?
Sure.
See if I can gather whose side is on who and whose side I might want to be on? Or that we want to be on?
I'm going to say that with that being all that had occurred, it might be a little hard to gauge right now.
Okay.
But on your next turn, I think you can try to understand
Okay.
what's happening.
Okay.
Okay, Fauna.
I gotta run after Lala.
Okay, sounds good. You do so, and you hit the cusp of what appears, because essentially what you see is a battle scene. You see Lala kind of flying, and then suddenly you hit some sort of wall that you like, oh gosh, and you didn't realize there's a 25-foot drop beneath your feet as you're flying off an edge.
I realize it. With my 23 perception, I'm holding on to it.
Can I have you make a dex saving throw, as you hadn't realized this is like some sort of triptych painting and you're in the cutoff?
This dice is good. 22. Well, 21.
Oh, 21? Okay, so though you're falling a lot, because of the momentum, you were able to almost like push yourself off. You were almost trying to grab Lala. And in doing so, you actually projected yourself enough to go, and you actually are able to grab onto Lala's foot as she's actually starting to hover down like 15 feet, and you hadn't realized there's a 25-foot drop or so beneath you, like some sort of large drop.
Lala, I'm sorry. Help.
It's okay. I guess we're going down.
We're going down.
Alrighty. So, what do you want to do with your action? That was just your
I
your
mean,
like, movement.
I want to keep trying to do spells, but nothing's working. I'm gonna try to cast something work for her, not me. Can I try to cast guidance on Lala?
Okay, I'm gonna have you roll a religion check here.
Okay, I don't understand what's happening. Still probably don't understand. 6.
6? Okay. As you try to like channel your divine powers here, it's like, where are you, Lathander? And it feels difficult. It's like for some reason, it's like the religious spell that you pull from is not like present within this painting or this like tapestry. But as you're getting like brought down slowly, you still feel like certain things might work here depending on how you use them and where you use them. Also, as you try to understand this, you look up in the sky and you see that the sky is completely black with swirling, cackling energy. And as you take a moment and you look at the sky, you swear for a moment you saw like a bright glow in the center of it.
Lathander! Lathander! Help me!
As you're kind of falling down with Lala, that will be your action because of the movement and the speed. Okay, Moira.
Do I see any horses that don't have riders?
Make a perception check if you want. Bonus action.
13.
Okay, you look around quickly. You catch that quite a few of these war horses don't have riders around you. There's one, I don't have enough in the minis, but this one, though it's dead, there's another one around here, not too far away from you, that is fighting.
Can I use Find Steed to take the form of that warhorse that's already there, but beef it up so that it would be appropriate for the warhorse that I would find if I was using this spell? Does that make sense?
I think so. Can you just say that one more time so I can follow?
I use the Find Steed spell, but use this as sort of a
template?
building blocks
Okay.
basis?
Yeah, you can totally do that.
For something that is appropriately, it says it's a long-lasting bond with an intelligent, strong, and unusually loyal steed.
Okay, make a Arcana check as you're trying to do this.
No, I don't. It's 2.
2? Okay, so you begin to cast your spell, but there's a moment where you feel like the summoning isn't, the dialogue is different here. There's a new layer to trying to get a spell pressed through in this location, and you can't figure out what that is in enough time at this moment, so you just open your mouth and it just stops, and then you close your mouth. So you still have your action if you want, but you just cannot cast that spell right now.
Well, I'm gonna get up. I'm prone, so
Okay.
I'm gonna get up. That's all I can do.
All right, sounds good. All right, that's half your movement, and you still have your action.
Gotta run for the horse.
For the other horse,
The one that without
the farther
rider.
way. Okay. And what's your speed? Right, you have 30.
Yes.
Yeah, you can get right up to it. What do you want to do with your action? Your action hasn't. You don't lose your action. You just realize you can't do it.
I'm gonna try and climb onto it, I
All right.
guess.
Make a animal handling check.
I don't want to roll this dice. He's not been great to me today.
Get a new one.
I don't have any.
We have extra.
Oh! 19.
19.
That's nice.
Finally!
wow. So yeah, you mount this horse. You just like throw your leg on it, like over it, like you are just totally done with the
Exactly
scene.
like that.
Yeah, you're just able to kick off. Now this horse seems like it's kind of resisting you, but it takes a moment as it gets like kind of used to you, and it's like it's agreeing with you. It took a moment, but it's there. It's ready. It's ready to rumble. Yeah. Sounds good. You mounted a horse. You're now on a war
I
horse.
have a fake thread horse.
It looks pretty cool. It's like it's got this very distinct looking armor and a beautiful armor, shining armor. It's hard to tell. It's old looking. You're in some sort of ancient battle right now. All right, Moira, that's your turn. It is now
At least
turn.
it's harder to knock me prone because I'm on a horse.
One
Maybe.
second.
Maybe.
Okay, so as this happens, the energy above begins to cackle and grow even larger. There's like a large strike and sound of whatever is looming above, and you guys hear that like deep sound once more, the oh. And as you look above, what you see is a slightly disturbing vision. What you catch is this. It's hard to know how early this might have been in terms of the lore of Waterdeep. Waterdeep is very old, has been around since very early days. But you swear that you see above, in the dark shadows, a face. And this face looks as if it's the face of a god, some sort of undiscernible god.
Do any of us know what god this is?
Undiscernible. You cannot see right now. If you want to try to get closer and understand, sure. But this god's face it looks like it's in anger and in frustration, and it's currently billowing up towards the center. It's almost creating like shadows and circular energy that's trying to go upward towards something. And as all these shadows are kind of circling around you, the thing that you catch most distinctly is this. That perhaps everything fighting here, though, is clearly undead. That whatever's happening above you isn't undead. Like that sensation that was not a skeleton face, that was not the face. Something else is happening above, different than what's happening below, and it's difficult to understand that. So you're fighting something, but you don't know what you're fighting against. Therefore, you don't understand this history. You have no idea what's happening. Okay, so that is its turn as this thing is beginning to apparently grow in size. All right, Lala.
Did we all see that face thing happening?
Anybody who's currently in the third triptych did.
Okay.
You are.
No, you are.
I am?
Yeah, you're flying down
Oh.
right now with fauna on your foot.
For some reason, I thought we were falling out of the image.
No,
Oh,
you're
you're not in the
falling.
image. You're falling into
Oh,
the third,
okay.
the final third image of it.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Primeval Awareness.
Okay.
My Primeval Awareness, which I can expend a spell slot, and I can sense aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fays, fiends, and undead within a mile radius of myself.
Roll an Arcana check.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
18.
Okay. You take a moment with your spell, and you feel though you should get answers. Nothing here is celestial undead. Nothing. Not even the skeletons. Not even the ghouls. So you're able to actually cast the spell. Unfortunately, you lose the spell because you successfully understand how to make the enchantment like move in your mouth enough that you're able to press out the spell. But as you feel like a faint trickle of the spell exit your lips, nothing resonates with it.
Okay. And I'm just gonna keep going forward. Or
Okay,
down,
you're gonna try to. So I'm gonna say you use the rest of your movement and your action to gently place down Fauna, who has been holding onto your foot, and you successfully make it down without any damage right about here. All right. So now it's all their turn. So with this being said, I'm going to say this man turns towards you, and they're going to attempt to. Okay. So. They take some damage as this horse is able to kick him with the reaction, but he's still standing strong. Uses his movement. So he uses his full movement and action. Oh, sorry, Moira, I knocked you off there.
Gosh, dang it.
Full movement and action to try to get towards you, but the other one is able to successfully get closer to you. And what's your AC once more?
17.
17. Oh, natural 20. Okay. Ooh, okay. So as this creature bites into your leg, it's able to get onto your leg, it like latches on and it holds on as you can feel it starting to like suck out whatever your woven energy is. So you're going to be taking. Okay. I'm going to call this. Oh, yeah, because I have to double it. Sorry. That's 17 points of unwoven damage. So you're right. Yeah, I'm going to call it that, even though it's technically just bludgeoning damage. But you're not bludgeoning, excuse me, piercing damage. And then also some other damage that is different. But on the right hand side of your leg, your right hand leg, you just start to feel your leg, like your foot, get unwoven, and the inside of your leg get unwoven. That's essentially the sensation you begin to feel on your right leg. So 17 points of damage.
As in, I'm starting to unravel?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Cool.
Your armor still stays on, thankfully. Like thankfully, all your armor's kind of connected in different points. So but your foot right now is non-existent. Like you're up to your knee, you have no leg.
Neat.
All right,
No.
that is its turn.
Are we gonna have a peg leg? God.
Oh, I have to roll for the other ones. 1 second.
Peg hand.
The other results.
I don't
1
have
second.
that.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So as this battle's occurring, there's 2 more battles around you, and there's actually quite several battles. I'm gonna say, since you mounted the horse, what you can see beneath, in terms of the vision, 500 minimum of small creatures, people, all different sorts fighting. Right now, it seems like the good guys are winning. There's like a pressing on that side right now, but you can tell that there's almost like a dance happening, where there's no real resolve. Everyone's kind of in this swing of winning and losing this battle.
Do I get the sense that it's just replaying the scene over and over again?
Yeah, there's like
Cool.
there's like a motion happening, but there is interaction that is authentic to it. But you feel it's almost like a slow-mo waving energy that there's a stasis to this environment that is occurring, and there's a scene and a story being told, that is just on replay. You don't know how long it is. You don't know how dangerous it is, but it's going to keep repeating itself. All right.
So we're like stuck in a loop?
That's what she's able to kind of gauge.
Okay.
She's on a horse and
Yeah.
able to see everything.
Okay.
She's kind of interpreting that.
Okay.
All right. So that is your turn. Excuse me, their turn. Rowan, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to say that I see the creature bite into Moira's leg,
Yeah.
and I'm going to attack it.
Okay.
So
you run up. You go
yeah.
up from prone. So you'll just have just enough speed. What's your land speed?
30.
Yep, just enough speed to get to him.
Okay. So for my claw attack.
Yeah.
So plus 4 to hit. So 7 to hit.
7, yeah. You go as quickly as you can, but this is a large body, and you snap right above him, just a little too high. But you have a secondary attack, correct, or no?
Yeah. A grapple.
A grapple? I think you have to
Or
hold
I
on
have
to
to
them.
hit. Okay.
Yeah,
It says
mine
multi
will
attack.
take-
It says I can make 2 claw attacks.
Oh, then make that secondary
Okay.
claw attack, girl.
Okay. 11.
Just doesn't quite get him. Again, you're just sweeping a little too high as this thing
Okay.
is able to kind of avoid your attacks.
Okay.
All right.
Do I still have my protection? Everyone within 5 feet, the enemies have disadvantage. Do I still have that here?
It's hard to channel. It's hard to see. It doesn't seem like it's in effect.
I don't even have my... Wait, so am I immune to disease here?
Might be.
Oh my god.
We'll find out, won't we? We'll find out. Okay, so that is Yolten. Fona, what would you like to do?
Okay, I want to try and figure out if I see anything.
A perception check then?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but also I want to try to figure out how to do my spells.
Okay, so let's just have it be a general perception check first to try to understand exactly where you are and what's happening.
18.
18. Okay, so this is what you see. First and foremost, there's a scene. There's a battle scene. Hundreds and hundreds of people of all different sorts, but also mostly elves, it seems like. It's hard to kind of gauge. There's humans, there's elves, yes, fighting against a lot of undead. Above you, you see this giant shadow, and you swore you saw that faint light. Maybe it was the sun. And this face, this face of clouds, this darkened face of clouds with cackling energy in its mouth and eyes, trying to go upward. And right now that energy is almost ricocheting and it's about to hit down. You can actually hear the sounds of thunder and lightning all around you. As you're just trying to see where you might be and how to get out of this, in the far distance, towards what would be almost as if you're facing backwards against what would be the vision of this, you look back, and the far, far cusp of your vision, you see what appears to be a small black dot. Like in the distance, in a brief moment, as all of the swirling energy is swirling all around, very dark, it seems like there's a spot that's even darker, that as the clouds pass by it very slowly.
Like, is it reminiscent of the door in the other one?
Might be.
Okay.
But it's going to take a while for you to get there, and you have to push through a good amount of this battle to try to get there.
Okay. Can I point it to Lala because I'm with her
Yeah, you like tap Lala and
And
you
show
point
her?
behind.
and say, "Can we be invisible here?"
I can only cast invisibility on myself.
Oh, boo hiss.
I can try though, for me.
And you can only kind of fly here, right?
Yeah, I can't seem to fly right now.
Same. Okay. Is that my whole turn?
This is just your perception check. You can use any bonus action.
Uh,
So you have a full action if you wish to do anything.
I'm gonna try once again to do a spell and see if I'm able to channel the right thing this time.
Okay. I want you to roll a percentile die right now.
Okay. Where's my percentile die here? Okay. That plus a 10, right?
Yeah, so you can roll 2 of those dice. Yep, that's it. There you go. And the doubles will be the doubles. So
37.
37, okay. So you take a moment and you try to, again, evoke one of your spells from your natural divinity, your source of Lathander. And as you even try to press that spell out, you swear you hear moaning from above. Like, there's something that's reacting to that chant. Like, something's trying to press away whatever your spiritual spellcasting ability is right now. So.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'm just gonna stay with Lala.
Great. Sounds good.
I desperately need to use the bathroom.
Oh,
So
yeah.
excuse me really quick. I can't
As
wait.
Crab, she runs away.
Disappears.
Disappears down the hall. Okay. So that is your turn, Fauna. Moira, what do you want to do?
I guess I'm just gonna attack twice at the guy who's on my leg to try and get him off.
All right, roll to hit.
And while doing this, knowing spells don't work here, but knowing that this thing is made of thread, I want to try and focus on Requiter and hope that a thread of fire will affect it in the way that it would in real life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can definitely try that.
13 for one and dirty 20 for the other.
Okay, both hit.
All right.
Nice.
Should I bother rolling my fire damage?
No, unfortunately, I would have asked you what the fire damage was, but at least the initial damage seems to work.
Okay, one is 8 damage to it, and then
Okay.
another is 5 damage.
Okay.
And then with my bonus action, I'd like to try and cast Shield of Faith on myself while reaching out for Helm.
Okay, you take a moment. You try to press out the spell. It's just not working in this tapestry. It's like there's no ability to spell cast unless it's a visual flare.
Did I get that guy to let go of my leg?
Oh, that would have required... I'll say that you can use your bonus action if that doesn't work to try to kick him off. Just make a strength check.
My damage didn't...
Well, the thing is that in order to remove grapple from somebody grappling onto you, that would require full action. Instead, you
So
chose
can
to
I-
hit twice.
Can I not?
No, because it requires a full action to remove somebody from grapple.
All right, well,
You tried.
there's nothing else I
Yes,
can do.
yes, yes.
So
I just wanted to double check. Okay, cool. All right. So on this turn, what happens? Okay, so now the sky circles and gets much darker once more. The face that was trying to create this cackling energy that's now creating lightning against all around the outskirts of the mountain here. And the scene that's happening in the valley below, a scene that you can tell is likely from the landscape, Waterdeep, its fruition. As a cackling's happening all around, this face, this swirling energy, begins to go upward. It starts to hit towards where only you spotted that faint source of light. As this is occurring, you swear that you hear in the distance a cry. And it's like a cry that sounds like a nation cry, like a sound of 1,000 voices all at once. But that voice is in unison, and it's echoing throughout everything. I just want everybody real quickly to roll a perception check as they're looking up, just on their reaction.
Is Vidali still
10.
5.
Vidali's gone. Cool.
5.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
4.
No.
All right.
He's in permanent dice jail.
So let me just hear once more everyone's rolls. Moira? 4.
Dirty 20.
10.
5. Only Lala, you catch this. But as you look up, you take a moment, and in the parting of whatever this face is that's going upward, you hear the sound, all of you, but you catch most distinguishably that as the cloud hits the sky, a cataclysmic wave of energy. And all of you guys have to put your hands down and shield yourself as whatever this wave of energy from this face that meets the sky happens, and it just billows down on you all. And as it does so, everything around you, all of the undead, evaporate. And then suddenly, A moment passes and the whole scene starts up again.
Oh.
Only you caught a very specific thing that I can tell you in a little bit. I want to whisper it to you during the break.
Okay.
But suddenly the scene's on repeat. Everything's recharged. Everything, and Moira, you're still like you're here, like on a not on a horse no longer.
Do I
no longer
have
a
my
horse.
leg again?
You have no legs still, unfortunately, as the scene has replayed.
Oh my gosh.
So
Can I?
All the party's gonna be missing limbs.
let's
Can I
talk about
even
what happens.
stand?
You take a moment and you're able to use your sword, like or required to like mount up, but like it's like having like a no ankle and no calf. It's very odd.
So am I taking some kind of hit to my speed?
It's hard to tell here because speed is like difficult to manage. You feel like you might be slowed, but also peripherally, though there's speed here, there's movement here. Depending on how you manipulate and use that to your advantage or disadvantage, you might be okay.
All right.
It didn't hurt. Let's put it that way.
That's not helpful. That's not helpful.
So, you guys take a moment as like the scene replays in the center. Nobody's near you guys right now. Like you're all on the outskirts of the battle that's occurring, and no one's noticed you.
Are we
most
all
distinguishably.
together near each other?
No, Moira and Rowan are nearby each other. The two of you guys are over here.
I saw a door. Let's go toward it. Around the battle.
Okay, we should probably let them know.
Let's go get up.
Okay,
But let's go avoid the battle.
Okay.
so we're gonna take a long way around.
So what's going to happen instead of like you guys pushing through hundreds of people, I'm just going to have you guys make a singular check to see how well this goes, to try to gather your friends and rally them and push through this very chaotic scene that you now know and actually can predict certain movements. You can predict ways that things are going to hit. You can at least understand how horses are going to move. So this is to your advantage. So I'll give you guys advantage on how you guys handle this, but I want you to think about one action, one thing you want to try to do. Lala and Fauna, you guys can go first to try to get your friends out of the scene and towards the direction that you saw in the back in distance. You caught, as you had also looked back, you swear to God, as you're like trying to understand the replay, you see Vita like in the back by the door, like trying to motion to the door in the distance. So she's there. She just also had spot the door in the far end.
So, roll with advantage.
Sure. And would you like this to be a performance? Like, what are you trying to do to get your friends towards you right now?
I don't know. Persuasion?
Sure. We can make it like a vocal persuasion check. Sure. So you're shouting in the distance. Go ahead.
17.
Okay, yeah. What are you shouting like from a distance?
Moira! Rowan! I forgot your name. Moira, Rowan! We gotta go to the door. It's important.
You guys
With
can hear.
Vita.
You can hear them.
What
You're-
door?
Up, far away, with Vita.
And you just kind of see like Fauna like with Lala grabbing her, trying to like help her up, like because there's a whole scene going on. So like in order for you to be seen to point in a direction, Lala would have to probably grab onto you and help lift you up so you can see it.
I'm big right now.
Yeah, you're
It's
big.
weird for me.
You're big. You're big, Lala.
I look at Moira and I nod. And I, like, swat her a little bit with my tail to nudge her to follow.
Well, sure, I'm gonna try and run, but we're in the middle of a massive battle.
Sure. So the two of you guys communicated that. What would you like to do on your action?
Oh, so she already got their attention, right?
Yeah, she did. Yeah. With your help, I'll say, because you were also like lifting her up fine and you dropped her down successfully and safely.
Can I tell that Moira's struggling to move?
Roll a perception check real quick.
8.
It's hard to see with the battle.
Okay. I'm just gonna jump in motion.
Okay, sounds good. So you're kind of lifting Fauna up, motioning, and you're starting to kind of pull Fauna away from because you guys know that you have about 2 actions before the battle spreads out and begins to kind of might notice you and things of that sort. You just want to remain with an advantage.
Can we kind of fly toward the door? Like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can say that you can use your full action and movement after she had called to begin to pull her away. So you just zip in that direction that she saw. All right, Moira and Rowan, what do you guys want to do? You're a large crab right now.
Lobster.
Still,
Yeah.
lobster. Excuse me.
Yeah,
I don't want to
yeah.
be crustaceanist. You're like,
You don't want me to be
I
crustaceous?
thought you were a
oh, I
crawdad.
did.
Oh,
Aren't you?
I'm a giant crawdaddy.
Crawdaddy.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
good.
it's like a lobster.
I love it.
Okay. Yeah. I think we should go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try and run.
Okay. All right. I am going to.
Do you want to attempt to mount
So-
Rowan?
Can I? Sure.
She's large.
Yeah, I guess.
You're large.
Okay. You do your action first. So mount me.
All right,
Sure.
sounds good. So just make a quick dexterity check or animal handling, either or.
I have the same thing. 4.
4. Okay, yeah, you slide onto her back. You're unfortunately probably gonna have to like use your full action to get her on your back
Okay.
this round
Okay. Well, maybe
because she slipped off you.
Okay. All right. So I'm thinking maybe instead, because we have to get through these guys, right?
Essentially, you have to get towards where both Lala and Moira are, and they seem to be heading in the direction that you like saw them shouting. This way,
Lala
this
and
way.
Fauna?
Sorry, Lala and Fauna.
Okay. What's your speed?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea.
All right. Because I'm thinking.
I'm missing a whole leg. Can you turn into an eagle and fly us out?
I don't.
You were able to turn into a crawfish.
All right. Yeah, and that's what I'm gonna do. Good idea. Good idea. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm
Moira.
like, I think I'm
Alright.
gonna be at like 15 feet if I have one leg.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
All right.
gonna be my
so
speed,
The eagles
the
will
bonus
save us.
action. The bonus action will be I'm gonna transform into
Great.
a giant eagle.
Okay, and then your
And
full
then my
action is picking her up.
Is to pick her up and fly as far.
Solid.
Yeah.
Okay, so for this, I'm just gonna have it be a general check. I would like it to be a dexterity check or a strength check to try to get Moira up and just across the
Okay.
battle and fly her eagle visioned, eagle
Okay.
flying enough. You know, yeah.
All right. So I'll make a dex check of 12.
12. Just enough to hold on to her. You can't
Okay.
get super high, and your wings feel weighted here. Like you
Okay.
can't fly as high as you're expecting.
Okay.
So it's kind of odd, the sensation. You're able to get her exactly 5 feet up from the battle. So as you're getting flown across, like there's people swinging at you and engaging with you and noticing you, but you're able to just dodge enough so you're
Okay.
out of any sort of danger of the battle below. And you're able to fly her across and meet Lala on the other side and Fauna on the other side. You have exactly one more round before everything gets really, really dangerous. And you guys all know this. Like, you had seen this on repeat, and you're aware what's happening. The clouds are turning darker. The energy is cackling around you. The face is starting to form. So all of you guys gather together nearby and just book it in the direction that that Fauna had pointed out. Vita is also standing there. Like, took you long enough. Come on. In we go.
They don't tell us anything.
I'm gonna shove her.
Oh, into
No, just
oh.
shove her.
Okay. What? I didn't know about this.
I just lost an entire leg. An entire fucking leg. What are we doing here? You have not told us a single thing. I've lost an entire leg because of this. She's lost a nose.
Maybe we can talk about it in a safer place, yeah? And she just hops into the black door.
I can hop it after.
I'm gonna follow.
Same.
Alright.
And then let's just cut real quickly to what's happening with Lilith and Mr. Hopkins inside.
So the reason I didn't go is because, I didn't really know what she was after. I didn't really understand the mission, and I didn't want to,
Probably the smarter choice at this point.
go in that thing. I don't know how you're gonna get out. How do you get out of a tapestry, So that's why I didn't go.
And he finishes like painting your nails black. Like as your nails just like on the final one. What's the design that you asked for?
Spider webs.
Spider webs. He's familiar. So let me can you have him make a dex check to see how well he does with spider webs?
All right. 10.
Okay. It's a very mediocre job.
It's better than I could do, honestly.
And we'll take a break right there. The scene of her getting her nails.
Oh my
God.
Mr. Hopkins.
He's put actual
It's gonna
Cosby
change
battles.
how you feel
Kelly,
about
text me
the
the
animal.
What's it?
The thing that I noticed.
All right, we're
that.
gonna be
I'll
live
just-
on
I
chat,
have to
so
whisper
we're
it.
opening it up.
Run out. Roll.
I don't want to tell you it though, but then everyone's gonna hear it because there's cameras.
That's why I'm like, text me.
I'll text you it. I'll text you the secret. Okay. You guys just fought in a history battle
Yeah.
in a tapestry.
We're struggling.
It's a struggle bus.
Send us your
Pulling up
questions
Twitch.
while we're struggling to keep
What
our
is going
limbs.
on here? It's always weird to talk in my normal voice after.
I know, and it's
being
like
caught up for a
so,
while.
and it's so like, what's the word? You do such a good job speaking in your character voice the whole time that I don't think some people realize that you have like a normal voice. You have normal Kim voice.
I know people always comment, new people. What's wrong with her voice?
Well, see Twitch.
Okay.
All right.
It's a smart squirrel.
Question for us.
Very smart squirrel.
Poor little Mr. Hawkins.
Yes, and I do have to text you what you know. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want you to know. I want to.
That's what I was saying. Text me
Yeah.
the secrets.
The sequence. I'm gonna play this music. This fun. This is all by Nick. Nick Crine. Fantastic
Nicholas
music.
Crine.
Erica's
My
sweetie.
boyfriend. Sweetie. My sweetie.
This is great.
Yeah.
Is this new stuff or is this stuff you've
No.
done from
That's from
the first season?
season 1 or season 2. And those are the only ones he did music for.
I feel
Yeah, it's
like
really good
me and
music.
Sujata climbed to this.
Oh,
Maybe. I
yeah.
don't know. It sounds familiar.
Someone asked Kelly, I took art history but didn't learn about tapestries. What class did you take?
Oh, just in general art history, like real art history, or like fake art history, which is the fake history Waterdeep. I took a bunch of classes. I have a degree in it. I have a degree in art history, with a focus on 17th century Dutch art and Impressionist art. And I also really liked like Surrealist and Dada. But yeah, there's a part of me. There's another world in which I became I don't know, museum curator and like lived in France and spoke French and curated museums and exhibits.
Someone asks, shouldn't the fighting style of Moira, protection, still work? It's not a magical effect. Or is it because she is not used to moving in the painting?
I think she was asking about the actual effect of other people having the bonus actions around her, which would be like Paladins have that protection aura because of their divine infusement. So I think that had it been clarified, it would have been okay to have that bonus, but that any sort of like magical effect from that bonus would have been okay. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's technically spell casting within this tapestry is visually a thing that can be summoned,
So we
but
can
it doesn't
see,
have effects.
so spells that you can see work.
Shut up, Dan.
Like if
It's
you
hard
like
to
create
tell if they
a fire,
even- well, the thing is, she
He's
created
just
fire on the
getting
fire,
on my case.
but
it
the
didn't
fire
burn,
didn't burn.
but it created the
Five
effect.
seasons.
So
of the
you
painting.
can
Time to
see
cast
a
it.
visual spell, like you
Dan.
can create a
Vision.
Nobody cares.
You
Dan.
can paint, but you can't because it's a tapestry. It's a woven dancing tap. It's interesting because there's a lot of different tapestry places that I love tapestry stuff. When I ran Horde of the Dragon Queen, there's this really cool tapestry when you're in the hunting lodge that has like very cool, like, 2 tapestries there have really cool enchantments and interactions with them. So this was actually kind of like me using what those were as inspiration to create a trap or like a game within a tapestry.
Sorry, we gotta go. We're gonna go fist fight Dan.
It's tough. It's like thinking, like, what if you're just in a tapestry?
So, can Rachel know why my tapestry fire didn't affect the tapestry creature the way that it would have?
How the tapestry water affected you?
It's the same thing with the water. Like how the water, you don't feel sensations of fire and water, or elemental effects.
So it's
had
like we have a
you-
nerve block.
Exactly.
I'm still able to damage them with my weapon?
Yeah, you can still kill them.
That is...
Because they're not. It's a tapestry.
Yeah.
It's a scene of a tapestry.
So in this fake universe, my fake weapon's able to fake damage this fake creature, but my fake fire isn't able to fake burn this fake creature?
It seems like that's the case. At least that's the logicality felt within the world because like spells. Because the thing is too is if like certain spells of elemental origins especially are able to affect things, then it would ruin the gameplay of the nature of the
Then we
established
should just say
lore.
that Requiter doesn't light on fire because it doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, sure.
If I
So,
can't,
Require's not fair.
if I can't create the fire in the first place because it is I
Yeah,
guess it
I
is
guess-
magical, saying its
Yeah.
name since it's a
Because
legendary
it's
weapon.
difficult because like you guys were able to bring water in and use the water, but then the water like had no effect.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, so you should be able to make fire or like ask to summon lightning, but like they'll have no effect. Does that make any sense? So I was just trying to build like visual canon, like a visual canon within the world where like it would be cool visually to like have fire or lightning or water in these tapestries, but that they have no effect on the actual.
So if she had used Call Lightning and manipulated the lightning that was already there,
It would have
it
had
wouldn't
no
done
effect.
anything? Oh, okay.
Question. If you had to fist fight Dan, would it be more brawling, kickboxing, boxing, etc.? What fighting style would you use?
Straight up wrestling. Attitude adjustment.
Like WWE wrestling?
Yeah.
Like, ha! Give him the chair!
Give him the chair!
We love you, Dan.
No. No. You can go away. Go away. No. Get out of the chat. Stop harassing me. That's just my friend Dan.
Come hang out, Dan.
Wait, is he really watching right now?
Yeah, he's
Aw,
sassing me.
Hi, Dan.
He's
Hi, Sassy
sassing
Dan.
me. Rude.
Sassy Dan.
Who smacked it better? What?
Man, your rolls were so low. I was so excited for you to learn about the history. I'm so sad. What happened with your dice?
Literally every single one of my rolls was low. All of them.
That doesn't always happen to you, does it?
No, usually these dice are really nice to me. Today they just wanted me to fucking lose a leg.
Yeah.
Rude. Ugh!
Oh, man.
I want to throw something across the
Oh,
room.
tapestries.
I hate tapestries. Listen. I'm gonna be afraid of
I
tapestries.
wish that I wish I was a good artist and I could have drawn the tapestry for you guys. Because I'm not like good at drawing.
I'm not.
I wish I was good at it.
Yeah.
Satine's really good at that. Like Satine can like describe
Put it out
something and
there.
then like draw it. It's really cool. I don't have the visual mental like dialogue.
Well, look, it's really fun going back from Moira to Fennel. They're very, very different characters. They're vastly different. I love Fennel. I'm really excited. Do we use Milestone XP or Encounter XP?
Milestones. Encounter XP is. I enjoy the story milestone XP because it's like one of those things, and you guys should be actually pretty close to leveling up.
Ooh! Please.
In terms of story,
What happened to Cynthia Marie from last week?
she's gonna be coming back.
She's
But
just a little ill.
she's
a little
it's
ill.
the fires. It's
Yeah.
the season. It's
Yeah.
like I know.
This
So it was
is the
awesome
season
last
for the
week.
sick.
That was really fun. Oh no, you don't want me to try to draw the tapestry. I will do it for you tonight. I will.
Erica!
Yes.
Could you give me some water? Could you fill this for me? Oh, I can get it. It's from the fridge, so it's cold.
Allie's horns did not break. We simply forgot to grab them on our way out. Well, they did break, and then we fixed them, and then we forgot to grab them.
Yes.
That was during the haunting.
Haunting?
The haunting.
The haunted Halloween.
The haunted Halloween episode.
Yes. You guys in chat? Does
Yeah.
Lala still leave behind pixie dust?
I mean, I love glitter, so you can't say is there glitter, and I can't not say yes.
Did you guys respond to Cynthia's sick? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, how cool would that be? Metallic. Metallic thread. We're trying to get a tapestry for our place, aren't we? We
Oh
want a
yeah, I didn't
tapestry.
order one yet.
No.
You can
Can't get
order.
one anymore.
You can currently order a tapestry from Costco and just give them a photo of anything you want.
What? Oh.
And they hand weave a tapestry for you.
Oh my god.
I'm
I'm gonna get my.
I'm pretending in my head, but they probably do not hand
They
weave
probably machine weave that.
machine weave.
I'm gonna dress up in like a really like ornate old like 18th century something. Get myself tapestried.
I have, you know that famous
And then
tapestry of the
auction it.
unicorn?
Yeah.
I have that. I have a giant, like, tapestry blanket of that.
That's really cool.
Someone says.
Someone.
What would happen? Oh. Kyle 7?
Kyle 7.
8 Kaios?
Akaios.
Akaios.
What would happen if someone pokes Lala on her non-existent nose?
It's like poking Voldemort. Poking Voldemort in the face.
Probably
That would
just,
just be
like poking a forehead, but where the nose is.
Nobody tried.
Can you breathe?
I've got a mouth. Do we have to breathe? Were you able to breathe in the water?
I have no idea.
Mending.
I never
work?
asked
I feel
because
like mending.
you didn't
There's a
need to.
hole in the tapestry. Shouldn't mending?
It should work.
I tried to do mending.
Go
It
to
didn't work.
snack is red
From
vines
outside the tapestry.
or Cheetos.
Oh, I see the cogs turning.
And I love black licorice, room
What?
night 13.
What?
I love it.
I'm gonna mend
so
you
good.
guys. Once I get out of the
Please.
tapestry, I'm gonna leave you guys in there and mend you.
Please give me my leg back.
Sorry, I'm planning ahead. I shouldn't be doing
Please
this.
give me my
Hey,
leg
well, it's break time. People are grab one. Someone asks.
I think we're
We're
good.
good.
Thank you.
Someone's asking what all of our go-to snacks are for the D&D break.
Well, they provide us snacks, so my
Yeah.
go-to snacks are always one of the snacks they provide.
Whatever we can get our hands on, pretty much.
And
But
What
normally
are these?
I always pick popcorn.
Red vines.
I'm really digging these fruity snacks.
They're like little
Little gummy
gummy fruits. And then
Show
an
the
apple.
So
Blame the bunny. Lala's boots don't smell like lemons; they're just yellow.
I wish I did.
That'll be fun.
What? Why can't we make them?
Maybe we'll find a spell. Someone can
Yeah.
enchant
I
your
like how
face.
someone asks, "How much is that tapestry service?"
I don't know
Maybe
yet.
look it up on the
No.
internet.
Hopefully not. I heard it's not exorbitant, but like, what a dream scenario. I actually saw one of these tapestries. I was at I won't say which office, but there's this really cool office out here that is run by some really cool people who maybe do stop motion. And I was walking into their offices, and they have this amazing tapestry of one of the guys who runs it on a unicorn with like a sword. And it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. And I looked at it and I said, "That's magnificent." And the person who was touring me said, "You can get those done at Costco. I kid you not." And it like changed my life. That one moment.
wait, a unicorn on a sword, like it's impaled on a sword?
No,
he
he
was
has
like
a sword.
he's on like
okay.
on a unicorn with like it's so good. It's so
Yes.
cool.
No.
What's your favorite drinks? They're asking.
Tea. I'm always drinking tea.
I legitimately love water so much.
Water.
Water.
I had some whiskey last night. I was at an event.
Ooh.
And then when I drank some water, all I could say was, "Oh, this water is so good. It's so good." That was me last night.
I usually carry around a big water bottle with a quarter teaspoon of Celtic sea salt in it. You dissolve the salt, and then the salt helps you to basically absorb the water better.
So it's like an electrolyte.
Minerals and stuff. It's not that salty.
I really enjoyed the turmeric tea from turmeric and ginger tea from Trader Joe's.
Me too. I kind of think it tastes like Fruit Loops.
So
Somehow.
good. I
love
would
Fruit
drink
Loops.
so much of that
I mean,
tea.
I haven't eaten them in centuries, but they were really good.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I should
Once upon a
tell
time.
you what happened.
Yeah, text me.
I can't text you. I got to describe it to you because it's cool.
Just go whisper it in the corner.
Yeah.
Should I whisper it to you in the corner?
Yeah.
Whisper?
Do I take it up?
Whisper it over that mic.
Yes, everyone
Lala's,
can hear.
Lala's wings are like dragonfly's wings. Kind of. Inconsistency. But then they like,
You know what?
they look like this. I don't know how to describe that. How many sets?
Like cellophane.
But I think it's like, you know how there's like
We're almost back, you
That
guys.
looks like
Do your
two
little
sets.
whispers.
Yeah, 2 sets. 2 sets. That's the answer. Come on.
Should I whisper to you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Still have that right
I'm gonna try. I can't. I don't know if I can. I'm gonna try to get my leg over the mic. All right. All right. Be right back.
What's that about?
Right on the mic.
Blah 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 blah. Maybe I should play.
So,
Yeah, play a song.
let's have a little
What were you gonna say?
tune.
I'll just play background music.
I was just gonna say, if people wanna tell us. This was fun last week, finding where everyone's tuning in from. So if you could
Yeah.
throw your locations in the chat.
Where are y'all coming from?
And Ali will
Where
play
are
us a
y'all
little
from?
tune.
Can you play me an Irish tune?
Oh.
They have to be Ali originals.
An Alley original. This is not an Alley original. This is tuning.
Tuning by Ali Gonino.
We got
Illinois, Moreno
Norway,
Valley,
Hello, Norway.
England,
Yeah.
Queens.
I've been wanting to go to Norway.
Nashville.
Same.
Okay,
Australia.
I just
What
wanted
time
to
is it in
do-
Australia?
where is
Ontario.
But I
Manchester.
probably
I was
would
there
have
earlier
immediately
this year.
pointed that.
Yes, but I'm gonna say that in the. You can tell them after you get to a safe location. I just think I want you to like
I love that
run
everyone's
into
all
a
over the
safe
world.
spot.
It's so fun.
Oh, this is
Grand
super fun
Rapids.
seeing where you guys are from.
Italy.
We are back.
Italy?
Temple
we're back.
Grande.
Oh,
We're back.
We're
Sorry.
back.
All right.
let's close this.
Apologies.
Let's close this.
Quebec. Bonjour. All over the world.
So, let's open up on 10 more minutes have passed, and Lilith is playing music right now to Mr. Hopkins, who's just sitting there like enjoying it. Starts to dance. He starts to get up and dance to it too, like at the very end.
It's like something out of The Hobbit.
He's got like a little squirrel jig, like it's like 2 kicks on one leg and 2 kicks, and then like a little shake of the butt. And you guys are doing that for the better part of about however long you want. He's willing to dance.
We've got time to kill.
So, as you play him that lovely music, the rest of you guys, after passing through that door, want at least out of the scene and the sound of swords clashing and the billowing sound of wind and power behind you, you just get through. And right now, it seems like you're on or against some sort of just like flat surface. Like you're standing on some sort of flat ground. It's hard to exactly see what's happening. Can I have you guys all roll a perception check?
That hit me, but I think it's a 16.
15.
15?
18.
18?
23.
23?
And I have advantage on
Oh, it's
wisdom
an
checks
eagle.
that rely on sight.
Okay,
Is
yeah,
it
go
eagle?
ahead. Yeah, give us a secondary one.
Oh, I'll stick with the first one.
19?
18.
18. Okay, so, and what did you guys roll?
16.
16?
23.
All right, so all of you guys catch this. It doesn't take too long, but you like came out onto a flat surface that looks a little shimmery and sheen, almost metallic. And you realize that you just pushed through as it took a moment, a large, like, heaping pile of grapes. And right now, you're standing on what appears to be a feasting scene. You guys are actually in a very large tapestry of some sort. So physically, you guys are actually smaller than the humans eating. The humans eating seem life-sized. And right now, you guys are much more like pixie-sized. So you guys are the size of grapes or the turkey or the poultry and the large cups and goblets that everyone's eating and dining on. And so there's this big scene that you're in this huge table with all of these gluttonous people all around you eating, shoving their hands into food and talking.
So as a giant eagle, am I like the size of a pigeon?
Yeah, here you're actually like a pigeon-sized eagle, I would say, is a giant eagle. And the rest of you guys are a little bit smaller. About half the size of a goblet.
I
Okay.
have my leg.
Let's
No. And Lala still doesn't ever knows.
Ooh, is it water? I mean, I can't talk as an eagle, so I can't. But I want to see if there's a water nearby that I can splash on. That I can tip over and splash on myself to make myself life size.
Okay, so as you guys start to like
maybe it'd
look
be-
around,
yeah.
you hop nearby a jug, and there does seem to be some sort of woven jug.
Okay, I'm gonna just like point at it because I'm not sure I want to reveal my giant eagle form yet.
Sure. So you point with your little talon in the direction of the golden jug.
I think it's just gonna be water.
It didn't work when they splashed. She poured on herself. Lilith.
It was Lala.
Lala, when she tried it in the tapestry.
Oh, it was
With
Moira.
the alchemist jug, I filled it with the blue water.
But,
It was
this
Moira.
is water in the tapestry.
Can I also have?
Okay.
Can I have all of you guys roll a secondary perception check as you try to peer through where you guys might be like where this tapestry might be hanging? Because there's like a distorted view that you can saw.
You waited until now to give me all the good rolls. What the hell?
What'd you get?
17, but it's
17. Okay, 18.
Natural one.
Okay.
13.
Ooh, no, we swapped.
13.
19.
19. So, who here has dark vision?
But I'm not.
Oh yeah, you're not. You're gnome.
Can you
But
be?
you're a force gnome, not a deep gnome or a
It's
rock
take me
gnome,
a
right?
while to get there.
So don't.
No, I do have dark
You do,
vision,
great.
but as an eagle,
Oh.
I don't know. It doesn't
have
say.
better
It says I have
perception, though.
advantage on wisdoms that rely on
yeah,
sight.
but they
It
do
doesn't say anything
not
about
have dark vision.
Okay.
So that's good to know. So Lala, you
Plus
are able to catch as you kind of peer out. All of you guys like trying to, because you have a nice calm scene right now. So you guys are all able to kind of look out and try to see through the waves of what might be on the other side of this tapestry. As you're doing so, you can catch like what seems to be in the distance a very faint candle glowing on maybe somewhere, which gives you vision of shadows and things moving. So there's things in this room. Like there's something in this room that is moving. With a perception check of 1, I'm going to say that nobody notices, but you're really adamant about trying to get this jug of water. So you, as a pigeon-sized eagle, Rowan, had gotten yourself like you tried to climb up the jug because it's not in it's in an indistinguishable place, but you climbed into it and you kind of like got stuck on the top, so your feet and your talons right now, and you can pull your head out and you're like as this water's on you, but it doesn't feel like water. It just
Okay.
you feel nothing on your face as the water drips down.
Well, I'm gonna like take a bird bath anyway. So I'm here.
You squat in the jug and you just
Yeah.
start to.
It's rather warm.
Sounds good.
I have no interest to drink after that.
But as that's happening, you caught that like somewhere in this wave that flicker and then the shadows are moving. Lala, because of your check and your vision, you're able to catch not just that light, but around that light. And you can actually see a similar scene, but you see shapes. And what this appears to be, the room in front of you, it's some sort of workers' room where there's a lot of these small looking creatures working away relentlessly on food. Like you can kind of gauge that there's all these creatures, which must be like have dark vision or something, because it's just such a low lit room. And you're like, oh, this is a tapestry in like some sort of prep station with all of these creatures.
Are we in Hogwarts?
Can I try and just like wave to see if anyone can see me at the tapestry?
Try to roll a performance check.
10.
Okay, so you're kind of like doing a little dance. It seems they don't seem to notice you. And it's hard to tell too because it's such low light and you do not have dark vision, right? So even if they communicated to you that there were shadows or anything like that, you still couldn't really see past it.
I think perhaps we should be hiding because we're not supposed to be here. We are supposed to be a little. This is a covert operation that this woman is not telling us anything about.
Where's Vita?
Vita's literally in right now a bunch of grapes eating them, and like her belly is really big, and she's like,
pull her out.
you can eat anything here, and I just I feel great.
I'm gonna pull her out, like by the back of the neck, just drag her out.
What?
You are not being helpful at all, and you're not being very professional. Come on.
Honestly, we need to wait till I think one of these things spots us. So I might as well just grow 10 times in size.
You want to wait until something outside the painting spots us?
Yeah, I mean...
Why?
Okay, so from what I can gauge, all I knew was that the only way out of our current predicament was in the tapestry. So I had never really gotten that far, but from what I can tell, we were walking through different ones, and this one seems like the place that we need to go. So...
You're gonna get us killed.
Why
Yeah.
does it seem that way? Because I don't trust you at this
She feels
point.
very inept.
Yeah. Why is this the one? Why
Inept's
wasn't
a
it the
strong
last
word.
one?
Well,
Can
it's
you-
a strong situation.
Can you please explain it to me?
Okay. So, I work with Captain Farlam pretty intimately, and right now we're trying to figure out how somebody could have broken in to the palace, right?
So you think through the tapestries.
That's what I'm saying. So, I have to investigate every plausible option. I've already looked around here. I don't know if there is any door, but this seems like a place, and she points to the scene occurring on the other side because she has dark vision. She goes, this seems like the place where they might have came from. I didn't even think about that.
It came from this one into the tapestry. It came out at a different tapestry to steal the stuff, is what you're saying.
Exactly. So that's why I'm waiting for one of these creatures. It seems like they're all gnomes.
Are we meant to assume that every tapestry ever created is connected?
I don't think it's every tapestry from what I can gather. I've never personally walked into a magical tapestry and then been transported to another magical tapestry. Have you?
Well, certainly not.
Have these
but
all been in the palace that you've been observing?
Did you guys not look into through the last one? Did you not see where we
I
were?
couldn't
we
see
don't have dark
anything.
vision. We are not able.
Oh, you didn't see. We were in the bedroom. Laurel's bedroom.
Oh god.
Yeah. That's not
All right.
good.
So when we get out, you guys need to just take down every tapestry in here. It's not safe.
Exactly. That's what we're trying to figure out. And I need to investigate exactly. Obviously, Laurel didn't come in through this tapestry and do this. And she probably enchanted all the tapestries herself. And it looks like these are, from what I can tell, workers of hers. So maybe they jump in and deliver her things. I don't know what's going on. This is
Is there a door in
high
this
conspiracy.
tapestry?
It's not good.
This feels like a security oversight.
Is there
Oh,
another
maybe.
door in this tapestry to another tapestry?
Let me look around and try to see that. And you guys just try to figure out a way out of here. In the meantime, maybe. I'll look. You guys can also search with me. But I'm also feeling like maybe we need to go in there. Because I want to question those people.
Can I see if there's another door?
Sure. So the two of you guys are going to go... Let's have this be a stealth check. Because she's going to try to do it stealthily as well. Like to not disturb the people eating in the tapestry.
Has it been over an hour since we were playing with the water in the first room?
It has not yet. No.
So we still have Pass Without Trace.
It seems like when you entered the tapestry,
gone.
it dispersed,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Magic.
Yeah.
7. So
Okay.
7 stealth.
Okay, so Fauna, you're not really. This is how I see it. You're not being really cautious about how you're walking across this table and looking and picking up all these like poultry legs and like carving into
Wait.
like apples and trying to see where these doors may be.
Very large grape. Wide. Why not?
Does it taste?
It does not taste like anything, but you drink the whole wine.
Still a teenager. Still no wine in my system.
As you say that, though, you weren't really quiet about it, and somebody's hand like sweeps by, a very large hand. Kind of, I need you to make a dex saving throw, as this hand might potentially accidentally scoop you up and eat you.
Eat me!
It seems like they're just grabbing food. There's no plates or anything or silverware.
6.
Okay, so this hand accidentally like scoops up I'm gonna say like a piece of like meat and just gets their hand, and you accidentally get scooped up into the hand as this like really large woman is just kind of like,
Don't eat me! Can I yell that before she goes?
yeah, sure, yeah, roll a performance check.
I'm gonna die in here.
19.
Okay, yeah, you're screaming and she's like, oh,
She's gonna go vegan.
look everybody, a little girl, and everyone starts to laugh. At the table. And I'm gonna say that she's looking at you quite quizzically. Do you say anything as she's saying this?
Thank you for not eating me. You are so kind. Please set me down if you would, please.
Well, enjoy the food, darling. And she lets you
Thank
down
you.
and she begins to keep
Is there
eating.
something I should particularly try? That's good.
Her face is just full. You have a feeling in this lore, this is like a vision of gluttony. Like you're not supposed to be like these people. So as she's just kind of like got this huge heaping plate and is eating this, she goes, "Oh, the chocolate pie is delicious, decadent."
I'm gonna go try some chocolate pie.
Sure. She takes you from her hand, like as she had placed you down, and she hadn't like quite let you off. She just like is gonna grab you and then put you in the pie. Like, here you go.
Can I taste it, or is it just like
It doesn't taste like anything. Like you're eating it and you're consuming it, but there's no taste to it.
this is hell?
So you start to eat into the pie to try to see if there's a door or something like that. Vita also has been searching, has come up with no door in this location. The rest of you guys, what do you want to do?
I will probably also start searching for a door.
All right, roll an investigation check. And what would you like to do?
Okay,
Try and look for a door.
I can help you.
On my one
Sure.
leg.
Walker, I can support you and
Use
walk you around.
Requiter as a crutch. No, I'm not going to use Requiter. Requiter is too good for that. I'm going to use just a javelin as a crutch.
That's good, yeah. Again, it's right around the calf level, so it's just like as if you have a broken right foot, but no foot. So it's like, yeah, you're hobbling, but you're able to get around not too difficultly, I'll say, even though there's a lot of food here, so that's the problem. Rowan, what are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm going to flutter up and look around and see if I can find the door.
Okay.
And would that advantage on perception check relying on sight work?
I would say this is an investigation check. Because you're investigating and looking through things and trying to find something. So just a quick investigation check, and then investigation with advantage because Moira's assisting you, right?
Oh, sure.
Is that, yeah.
16.
16? Okay.
So 11.
11? Okay, yeah. You guys spend the better part of what feels like questionable amount of time, because time is not real here, looking through this tapestry. You don't seem to come up with any door. And after spending a good amount of time looking through every corner, including places you don't want to look,
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
No, I won't describe it. But you guys look everywhere. And after searching and searching, even through the ears and the hair of the people eating, they actually get along with you guys, I'll say. Like, they're not trying to eat you or consume you, even though they accidentally are grabbing you guys once in a great while as they're trying to eat all this food, which seems to always refill after a while. Like, as if after a few times of eating, it just gets a plenty once more. Does not appear to be a door.
What's in the background of the picture, the tapestry?
It's like a perfect blue sky. And they're eating almost on an open terrace. So there's this very long table, all of this food, a servant that offers them food, all these people, I would say 7 to 8 of them. I'll say there's 8, and then the servant who walks in.
Can I hop out to the terrace and see if I can see anything?
Yeah, you guys are searching the terrace, you're searching the sky, you're pulling back clouds, she's flying you up. It doesn't seem like there's any door here.
And I'm going to look under all the food.
You look under all the food. You guys, again, you spend the better part of however much time it is searching every corner successfully.
I'm gonna try something.
Sure.
I'm gonna take one of the large napkins off the table
Okay.
and take some juice from a berry
Yeah.
and just write a big note that says, "Stuck in tapestry, pour water on it," and try and hold it up. Can you guys fly it up to see if anyone from the inside maybe sees it?
We can try.
So I grab one corner with my talons.
I'll grab
Okay.
the other one.
All right. So together, almost like the wedding, like, you know, from a tapestry, the two birds holding the banner that says like the Latin on the bottom of it. You have written what at the bottom of this very long napkin that you've been able to unfold? Once more?
It says, "Stuck in tapestry,
Mhm.
pour water to get us out."
Okay.
Pour water on it to get us out.
Okay. A moment goes by, and you're both getting a little tired from holding it up. And then suddenly you hear a whoosh, and then you just whoosh, and you fall straight out onto a floor of a very dark, all of you together, as if there was a group. And as you all fall onto the floor, and you guys look up, what you see before you right now is 10 very small gnomes
all holding buckets of water, and like a couple of them are trembling, like not confused, but then there's one like forthright one standing there like this, like protectively, as all of you guys had fallen out. As you fall out, Lala, you have no nose, and Moira, you have no leg right now.
What? I have an idea. Can I say it really fast?
And they're like freaking out because you hear a couple of them in Gnomish saying, she has no nose. And I was like, she has no leg.
Guys, get back at the tapestry.
We can't.
Jump right back in.
I'm gonna try and touch it.
Okay. As you touch the tapestry, you begin to enter it once more.
Okay.
Get back in. Get back in, you two.
Okay.
Alright, so you pick them up, you throw them back in. And you guys are all still kind of small. Just to be clear here, you're all still a little shrunken and tiny. But you get thrown back in there by these gnomes who pick you up, toss you in.
Okay, I'm gonna cast mending on the tapestry to mend her nose and mend her leg.
Okay, so as they're both sitting there on the table, like...
I'm not in the tapestry.
No.
Yeah, you're out of the tapestry.
we're out.
And
Yeah.
you're overhearing the gnomish.
Wait,
You're-
get back in there. See if I can mend your hand. Maybe.
Why did she have to be in there for you to mend it?
Because I can't.
think it
It's
was a
too
prerequisite.
powerful for me to mend. I can't mend it for the outside, but if it's like sewing, that I could do. But I can't mend a human limb. So get back in there. You want me to try? No, you like your arm? Okay, that's fine.
I have bling on it now and a magnifying glass that might come in handy.
I am a very good whistler.
And right
But
now,
thank you.
Yes, and as a what are
Sign,
you, a
thank you.
eagle-sized pigeon.
As a pigeon-sized eagle.
Yeah, pigeon-sized eagle. That's
Yeah.
it.
Eagle-sized pigeon.
Oh god.
That's a very
Okay, it doesn't work.
Okay, yeah. You take a moment, you toss them in, you pray to Lathander a quick prayer.
Sandra, please, help my friends and let me mend them.
And you cast mending in this location, and slowly you begin to weave back Moira's leg and Lala's nose. And as you do so, do you choose to make any embellishments? Because you're mending them, and you can weave them back any way you want.
I mean, it takes all my resistance not to do something crazy, but I just give them their normal nose and normal leg, except for now, Moira's wearing a sparkly shoe.
Did you wait? Is it like a specifically new shoe, or is it
It's
like
the
sparkly
same-
armor?
It's the same shoe that you had, except for now it's real blinged out.
That's awesome.
I'm so happy.
She takes a moment.
And you know what? While we're at it, I give Lala a little pierced nose with a bling.
Lala has a nose ring.
That's amazing. So you take a moment, you build them back, you add a little fauna flair, a little Lisa Frank flair that you have, and then you take a moment as these shaky gnomes are all behind you.
Can I have some of your water?
Oh.
Thank you.
You throw it on. They fall out. You guys are still all about 9 inches tall. But this does feel like it's on the cusp of the hour, and right as the hour kind of perfectly matches up with how much time you guys have spent in these tapestries, you can feel that your bodies are starting to enlarge once more. A moment passes by as all the gnomes, like in unison from Toy Story, are like, oh, da-da, and as you guys all grow in size. But you're all now your normal sizes once more standing, and you actually have to kind of like bend over a bit. This is a very tiny room with ceilings for gnomes. So only the two of you.
Well, she's a giant eagle.
But because of the size of this, you're starting to turn into a normal size eagle. Like,
Okay.
and that's a large creature. If I'm not mistaken, you
Yeah.
cast as a large. So like, you're essentially growing to the size of
No.
almost half the room. Like you're starting
Where's
to knock
Vita?
over pots and pans as you're growing. What?
Where's Vita?
Oh, Vita had fallen out and had like coughed, and she's like with you guys too.
Okay.
And she's like, "Ah."
All right, I'm gonna turn back into Rowan.
Okay. So you take a moment.
Yeah, and then
And
say,
then all of the gnomes are like, they all look to you. You recognize one of the gnomes. This, in a very, very, very long time ago, a passing tribe of rock gnomes came through your forest territory and asked to align themselves with you guys, and your leader rejected them.
Oh, no.
So this is one of the people of that clan, Giles. His name is Giles.
Giles.
And
you wouldn't forget a name like that. And
Uh-huh.
it takes a moment that Giles is standing in front of you, like leading this band of gnomes underground cooking food, who had previously interacted with you and your tribe.
Okay. First of all, let me just apologize for knocking over your pottery and breaking some glass. I didn't know I'd be landing in a small little gnome cave.
You hear, and this is, are you saying this in
I'm
Gnomish?
saying this in Gnomish.
Okay, and they're all like chattering
Yeah.
in Gnomish, and you hear some sort of agreement, and then you hear in Gnomish like, yeah, that was really nice. That was really
I'll
nice.
do everything I can to
We're gonna get
replace
in
it.
trouble. We're gonna get in trouble.
Oh, I can't talk.
Yeah.
But I see the broken things and I start casting mending on all of them.
Okay, great. So all the
I'm just like,
broken glass and
I'm
like
sorry.
everything.
Thank you for taking us out of the town.
And as they see what your races are, they take a moment and they light a few more candles in the room to create a little bit more visual. It's very dark in this location, but they allow you to at least see a little bit more of what all their faces look like. They're chubby little rock gnome faces. They do seem to be of some sort of like grayish, like stone-colored skin. It's clear that this is like they appreciate this dwelling without any windows, very low ceilings. You do see a door on one end of it that lets out. Probably no more than a 5.5 foot tall door. It's a pretty small door, all things considered. But these are small creatures, so.
I recognize one of them. Let me just make amends real quick.
And then he's on the table right now, and he's like, "Do not be afraid, dear fellow gnomes, for we are saving these people who wrote a napkin in this. I'm real confused, and I don't want to report this, but I'm going through moral quandary." And then they all like say moral quandary together in Gnomish. As he kind of turns and like looks to you guys, Vita right now is like leaning against the wall, like looking at all of them, like taking stock. He's just like, he turns to you and he goes, "How may we assist you?"
Giles.
"How do you know my name?" He takes a fork.
You probably don't remember me. I was a wee little ass when I believe you and your troop came through my village. Do you recall Glen Hollyhock?
Oh.
I believe the chieftain turned you down for an alliance, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Personally, I thought your son was really cute and I wanted the alliance.
Oh. Sula didn't make it.
Very sorry to hear that. Many of mine
It's
didn't
okay.
make it either.
A lot of us didn't really make it through that really tough time. It's unfortunate that your chief turned me down, but it's okay. Look it, we've made it here. We're living a great life, aren't we, everybody? And they're all like, but they like their faces don't seem to say like their lives are that great.
I think they're not very happy.
What? No, you guys would let me know if you're unhappy, right? And they all look to him. They're like, "Oh yeah, we would definitely let you know if we're unhappy. Yeah, we would have never lied to you, Giles. Like it's
This is awkward.
We'll switch to common.
okay. So they begin in common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me old chieftain turned down his offer for an alliance way back in the day. But right now, perhaps you would like, if I could be so humble as to ask for a second alliance, we could really use some help. We're trying to solve the castle crime. Vita, would you...
What's a castle crime? What's that?
Vita, would you come over and explain?
Vita's like in a corner and she's like, "I don't know if I'm going to explain. You're all under arrest by order of the captain."
I think that's a little bit
That's
much.
a little jumping to conclusions. You haven't even questioned
These
them.
people are all suspects.
You're going to arrest every single suspect?
Hold
You're not going to
on,
bother questioning them?
Vita. One moment, if you would give us just one moment.
We're going to be the real investigators here, Vita. Thank you.
Where are we? I asked.
She
the
like
gnomes.
tosses her hair and she walks over to a door and she leans against the door, the only door you guys can see, and says, "Do my job for me. Go ahead."
Can I ask the gnomes, where are we exactly?
So you begin to interact. You're starting to talk to them. You're asking them where they might be located. However, can I have you roll a quick persuasion check to see if he can be on your side, if he's interested in the idea of an alliance?
17.
17, okay. He takes a moment, and as he's like interacting with you, he's recollecting this, like this very strong moment of you and Sula having this great like connection, and how the two of you like he also was dabbling at the time in history, you know, into druid magics, and you had taught him how to transform into like a small animal and creature. I'll say like a small, we'll make it canon, a small squirrel. And the two of you guys were able to kind of run through the forest and play together. But like he himself is like just recollecting that. And he goes, well, even though we've been through troubling times, I'll say that the Port Rock Gnomes are here to help you.
Thank you ever so much. Vida.
There's only 10 of us left. As he like motions to the 10 of them. Oh. But does that help?
Every help is very helpful, yes, thank you.
What do we have to fight?
We're not sure yet. Someone has been thieving.
Have you seen anyone go through the painting?
And they're all like looking towards one another, and they're like, oh no. And you can hear like a mutual understanding of some sort. As Giles like pulls you all in closer, like nearby one of the hearths that they have ignited. And he goes, and he sits on the table and he goes, so I guess the ruse is up, but sometimes, you know, Laurel Silverhand and I would make direct gifts to her. We would make her favorite foods, and she created this tapestry for us and her. This is the only way into the palace without a lot of magics, and are you saying that the reason you guys came through the tapestry is because of that?
Have you seen anyone go through here?
We're just investigating right now. We're not making any accusations.
Oh, and they all start to get really nervous, like they're all gonna get arrested. And
does anyone have calm?
Well, I'm gonna cast Zone of Truth.
Okay.
On them while we're doing this. 60 feet, 15-foot radius sphere.
Yeah. So it's a radius all around. Well, this is a very small room, and so a 15-foot radius sphere. The only person it wouldn't hit on the cusp of that right now, with everybody around, is Vida. Yeah. So it hits everybody else except for Vida, who's like, what's happening? As this is occurring, let's take a quick pause on that, because what's happening here is pretty funny. So you are playing this little jig for Mr. Hopkins, and after you do this, he's been dancing a bit. It's been about an hour. It's getting close to an hour, and he takes a moment and then he stops, and he goes,
I don't speak muskrat.
Oh, he rolled a nat 20 on his performance check.
Wow.
Okay, so what you get is this.
Should I roll perception?
I'm going to say, because it's a nat 20, he somehow like communicates with you in a way where it's like interpretive dance, like clogging, where he like clogs and then stops and then like clogs again. And because of the tapping of his feet, it feels like a communication. And you kind of are picking up on like he's trying to tell you something through this dance. And from what you can gather, he does like a very dramatic interpretation of all of your friends. So he's like, and so you get the idea.
Our friends. Okay. Yes.
And then he goes, like he smells them.
Smelling.
Smell. And then he goes,
I'll follow you.
So what ends up happening, I think you still have Pass Without a Trace on you, unless who was holding the spell?
And also, how long does it last?
That would have dropped as you had entered, because I believe it's a concentration spell, or at least is it a concentration spell? Pass Without a Trace.
Let me see.
Well, it's been over an hour.
It was right on the cusp of an hour. Right now.
How do I tell?
You might still have it for a while.
Vision sight.
Is it a concentration?
It'll say duration.
It doesn't say.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't think it is. It's a 1 hour.
It may just be a 1 hour duration spell without any.
Second level abduration.
Abjuration.
Concentration up to 1 hour.
Oh, it is a concentration spell, so unfortunately concentration would have dropped.
I should write that on the cards.
I know sometimes you gotta look them up, extra info. But as you're, taking this moment, you don't feel it's too stealthy. He himself, is really stealthy as he's trying to get you out of this palace right now. So can I have you roll a stealth check?
Maybe I should drink the pink to shrink.
And ride him.
He looks to you and he
Ride
goes,
Mr. Hopkins.
He's so much fun. He is a flying squirrel.
okay! So you do so?
Yes.
All right, so you hop on his back, and this is too good to even do a check on. So as you're, sorry, it's too good. You hop on his back, and he, as a flying squirrel, is able to like climb up walls and like fly into corners where there's city guard like that pass through. But he just like takes a moment, he pauses, and he like hides you with his back and his arms outstretched. And like he comments in squirrel on your nails and how good they look. And then he'll jump to the next. And you guys are able to successfully make it out of what appears to be not just the main mansion house, but also out of the entrance where he sneaks you through the grated grates, where like it's difficult to get through and you can only pass through a very small section of it, like with like this much space physically. He's able to get through that too without too much trouble when the door opens and swings open for the city guard. And he just starts to book it. He's just booking it to wherever he smells you guys or like perceives them to be. All right, so as that's happening and you're riding towards your friend on his back, the rest of you guys.
Crying on the back of a squirrel.
The tears of joy. I haven't felt this feeling in so long.
And as you cry on the back of the squirrel, who also was a little wet from trying to get you out of the tapestry himself, your tears melt with his skin, and he tries to cozy up to you when he feels your sadness. You cast, however, in this situation scenario, Zone of Truth.
All right.
And everyone gets hit and affected by it, so I need everyone to make a wisdom save, including the gnomes involved. Uh-huh.
It's a charisma.
Uh-huh. It's a charisma saving throw?
Mm-hmm. Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn, they must make a charisma saving throw.
23.
21.
So that's a pass and pass.
12.
What is your spell save DC?
It is 14, but I have Aura of Protection. My allies gain within a 10-foot bonus, my charisma bonus to their save.
Okay,
so
solid.
You would add 3.
So it would actually have been 15.
Oh.
So you would have passed as well. So the only, it seems like the leader is unaffected, but all the other gnomes had been hit by your spell. So you cast Zone of Truth as all of them look to you eagerly, and as like Giles is like, what's happening? Why is everyone looking to you?
Oh god, they're looking at...
Oh, it's because she cast a spell on us. Yeah, she definitely just cast a spell on us, and Giles is just like,
Don't worry, I'm sure it's a very good spell.
It is.
She's
not
one of my
going to
best
happen.
friends.
She has good intentions.
well, you don't trust us. It's because we're rock gnomes, and then people sometimes don't like us because we live underground and
I
in
love
rocks.
rock gnomes. You're a very sturdy people, and you're very loyal, and you're very honest. This is just for safety, just in case someone was tampered
Threatened
with.
to not tell something.
Yes. Have any of you seen anything or seen anyone around this tapestry?
He goes to say no, and then all the other gnomes say no, like cast in your Zone of Truth. So you get like this echo of like crazy no's. And like they all seem genuinely like they have not seen anything. But Giles, after you casting that spell and interacting with it, he goes, but you know, sometimes we get tired because we work so much. So we might have accidentally. Oh no, Einhart. And then like this one little gnome looks to him and he's like, Einhart, you like to sleep a lot, don't you? And then Einhart's just like,
Just work to the bone, these poor little ones.
isn't it my fault? We have to work for the big guys upstairs. You know how it is.
They work you very hard, don't they?
Yeah, well, essentially, you know, we're just here to cook food and survive, and we're pretty much in here 24/7, except for when we get breaks to go smell air. It's pretty sad life.
So you're telling us that perhaps you, through no fault of your own, you may have fallen asleep on the watch and missed an intruder.
I think that's what might have happened, Einhart. And Einhart just goes,
This is okay. You know what? When we're telling this to Laurel, we can force her to make some kind of a unionized betterment down here because they treat you so poorly. And of course this is going to happen if they treat you poorly. Don't
Well, we're on the outside of the palace. We're actually not in it, so, you know.
We're outside the palace.
Oh, we're in the Undermountain.
the Undermountain.
Undermountain.
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense. Used to be in rock gnomes and all.
Well, yeah. But there's so there's the Undermountain, and then there's like the real mountain, and that's where we are now. We're in the Undermountain.
So who's
And
in
there's a
charge?
long. If you leave out that door, there's a long line of tunnels and fun people outside that door. We don't like to go out for air very often.
Who's in charge here?
Oh, like Giles is like looking to them all, and they're trying so hard not to like say anything.
You've got
He's
to.
like, oh, we're gonna get killed if we say.
I'll kill people that try and kill you. Who is it?
And Einhart just blurts out, whiny.
Whiny. Who or
That's
what
her
is?
line.
Well, it couldn't be ours.
Well, we call him that because he won't give us a real name, but he whines a lot, and we gotta make all this food for him all the time.
What's he look like? Human, tiefling,
What's his real name?
We don't
ogre?
know it, but he kind of looks like a demented elf. Have you ever seen a demented elf before?
Yellow eyes?
Yeah, they got yellow eyes.
Oh, is it Quell? Would he happen to have a rather gooey blob around him at times?
He is fat.
Fat. Oh.
Well, like he's got a big belly.
So this doesn't sound like.
Maybe
Wow.
not Quell.
Perhaps he.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. It sounds like the eyes might be a similar match because they all agreed that it was yellow eyes.
What
But
color is his skin?
well, he wears a lot of clothes.
Does he wear a mask?
No, not when we've seen him.
So what color is his face?
It's like it's kind of like brown gray. It's ugly. It's got boils on it. It's got a lot of like hair and warts. It looks like an elf gone wrong.
Does he have any symbols on him?
You know, we just go up there and we deliver stuff to him, and we don't want him to be upset because, I mean, this is the reason why there's only 10 of us. And he kind of looks to all of them, and they're all nodding.
Wait, so through the tapestry you can see him, or is he around here?
No, see, the tapestries are one way out because Lorella actually is nice to us. But Whiny actually, you know, he gives us a roof over our head, and he is technically our boss.
Is he in the mountain then?
Mhm.
Are there more like him?
Yeah, there's lots of them.
This masked lord that we were having trouble with is one of these elves.
Are there lots more also covered in boils and warts?
Yeah, they're all real ugly. And then all the rock gnomes are like, yeah, they're real ugly. I would never date them. And then you just hear it in unison.
I never did.
Can I try something really fast?
Sure.
I'm sorry, but I've been distracted by the tapestry and the pie. So I'm gonna try and take a little piece of the pie out. Will you guys splash some water on me? I'm sorry, I can't concentrate on the questioning right now. Can I just try it?
Okay. Sure.
So I get in the tapestry and take a piece of the pie and wait for them to splash water.
Splash water on it.
All right, when you splash water on the tapestry on the pie, it hits the tapestry.
Well,
and
I'm in the tapestry with. I took a little.
Oh, you
piece.
take a piece of the pie. Okay, you go back in the tapestry is full size fauna, which by the way, everyone in the tapestry is like, oh, what a new guest.
I
like,
grew. Excuse me, I'm going to try something. Thank you.
and so you grab some of the pie, and then you jump out. Someone douses water on the tapestry. You fall out prone. You lift up your hands. No pie.
I had to try. Now I can concentrate. Thank you.
While we're here, do you know a safe way? Do any of you know a safe way through these tapestries? We ended up in sort of a dangerous situation.
Is there a way to get out of them besides someone on the outside splashing water?
On the outside? Oh.
How do you get out of the tapestry if from inside? Is there a way?
Oh. And then he takes, you see Giles, just like look at his known friends and they're like, help them. They seem nice and genuine. Like there's this like genuine agreement. And Giles knows you. Takes a moment and goes, yeah. and he pulls out what looks like a needle. And it's like an enchanted, it has gleam and a glimmer to it. And he goes, this is what we use. Because she doesn't want us to get in trouble, but she had to put safety mechanisms in. She said.
Yeah, we saw some of that.
What?
We had to come through.
You had to go through the second tapestry?
I lost a leg and then she lost a whole nose. That's what happened.
This just
now
takes
you
you directly.
gained this beautiful shoe and a beautiful nose ring.
Do you happen to have any extra needles?
Oh no, Laurel only trusts me with it. And he puts it in his like collar.
Would you be interested in the possibility of getting out of here?
He looks, his eyes narrow. He thinks to himself, and we'll end there.
No! It's already over?
Yeah, it's 5:30 on the dot.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh,
Giles.
Oh, Giles, what decision will you make?
Giles.
it doesn't feel
We
like
don't
that much
have a
time
giveaway,
passed.
right?
We don't have a
But
giveaway.
thank you all for joining us.
But we
I
do
do
have Lilith
have
riding on the
tuning
back of
in.
Mr. Hopkins.
I have a little bit of, I guess, a request. So, my sister works for, she's essentially a social worker, and she is helping this woman right now who, her and her child got out of a bad situation, and unfortunately they lost all of their nerdy things, all of their games and consoles and books and everything, and they both love dragons and they both love fairies. So I'm collecting a bunch of my own stuff to be able to send to them, and we're going to try and get a player's handbook over to them as well. But if you have anything that you can send their way, I can give you a little address thing right now. It's the YWCA Center for Safety and Empowerment. CO Christina Seeley, that's my sister, at 225 Southwest 12th Street in Topeka, Kansas. And the zip code is, oddly enough, 66612. So if you have anything, please send it their way. I
How
know
old
that
are
they
they?
would. I don't know the age. I just know that it's a mother and a daughter, and they both really love fantasy. So I thought that this would
It's
probably
so
be a good
sad.
audience to send over.
Yeah,
Because
and
they
I-
got out of a bad
we need
situation.
love in the world.
chat.
Oh,
like
thank
that
you.
and
Do they need
support.
So,
Oops.
I think clothes might be set for them, but it's really just like, this is stuff that they used to
Guys,
bond over.
Okay.
So, yeah, they lost all their books, they lost their game consoles, their games, everything. So, I just wanted to see if we could maybe bring them some joy. 'Tis almost the season, right? So,
Yeah. And also these like
Tis
fires.
always the
These
season.
fires
It's
here in
always
LA.
the season.
It's
Yes.
just
Yeah.
if we can support people who are
Yeah.
going through things right now,
yeah.
let's do it.
So, if you can, that would be awesome.
And thank you all for tuning in. We'll be
We'll
here
see you
next week.
Yes, and don't forget if you want to follow these girls,
Oh, yeah.
check out their handles. No need to go around it today.
Yeah, it's
check one
under-
of our
it's under our
olders.
names.
Under
It's
our
right
name.
here, so.
You can also catch me on Overlight Fridays at 4.
And
on
Sirens.
Geek and Sundry.
And anything else
Sirens.
over here, guys? Any announcements?
Woohoo!
That's not an announcement.
Stay safe. All right, everybody. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.
Wait, I'm putting the thing in chat. Oh.
You can still do that.